high school sports fans. Are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/varsity media. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050, or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
From County Ag Park in Hicksville, New York, the Varsity Media Sports Network presents Championship Thursday of the County Ag Summer League, where the best of the best and arguably the best league in the country will do battle. 3 championship games coming up. First up is the intermediate championship game between Team Casa and Pat's Place. Our sponsors for today's games: Pearl Lacrosse Balls by Guardian, the official ball of Long Island Men's Lacrosse League. Bullseye Beverage of Smithtown. Crystal Fruits and Vegetables from Syosset. As well as, of course, USA Lacrosse. Some of the great sponsors here for today's game. Perhaps most importantly, we wanted to mention a guy who was synonymous with making these games happen, John Pappas, the John Pappas Memorial GoFundMe, to help purchase custom pavers here at County Ag Park. John Pappas, the committee seeking both monetary donations and or donations donors who can purchase custom pavers as part of the design, creation, building, and installation of a memorial in honor of John Pappas, who dedicated his life to growing the participation, enthusiasm, and love of lacrosse in both children's and adults alike. In 1979, John Pappas created the County Ag Summer League. And during his 40-plus years as a director of the league, it was widely recognized as one of the premier adult lacrosse leagues in the country. Well, good evening, everyone. Dylan Butler alongside Mike Nelson, a guy who knows a lot about this league, about these players, of course, also about John Pappas. So when we tell you this is big-time lacrosse on Long Island, the hotbed, of course, of the sport, you know it well from decades of following this league, how great this lacrosse is.
Well, first I want to say thank you, Dylan, for having me here today. It brings back a lot of memories being at this field. John Pappas, when I think about the state of Mount Rushmore of lacrosse on Long Island, I'd certainly put John Pappas right among those gentlemen. He was instrumental in keeping everybody here, keeping the league going, keeping players on Long Island. Again, like you mentioned, we consider this the best league, summer league in the country. You know, it doesn't matter what what school you play for, what big-time program, what big-time club you play for. You were looking all season long to get back with your high school teammates or your friends to play in the summertime. That's what it was all about.
And you see here on your screen on the left, it's Team Casa, and then pretty obvious by the black shirts and the writing across the front of it is Pat's Place. And what's interesting, I think, about this matchup, but as you mentioned, right, as of the matchups going on, it's different groupings kind of players, right? So you look at Team Casa on the left in the orange pennies. These are a lot of guys from Franklin Square, played at Cary. Some of the younger guys still currently in college. And also, in addition to that, you get a guy like Michael Leo, of course, out of Syracuse, had an outstanding freshman season there. So it's a good mix of kind of the younger players. And what's interesting here, again, right, I think styles make great fights, and it could make for a great game as well. Pat's Place on the other side, there you see them in the black shirts with the numbers in the back. A lot of guys who played locally Division II, right, whether it was New York Tech, Malloy, Adelphi, some older guys as well on this team. So you got the veterans on Pat's Place, the younger bucks on Team Casa. Should be a fun one.
I think it's an interesting matchup, like you said. So when you throw a bunch of guys together like this, and they don't necessarily get together every week to practice, and they kind of, their styles have to mesh and come together. You could have one team with, the talent could be unreal, or you can have a team that plays better as a team. So, we'll see which one these guys are today.
Out at midfield right now with the officials, we see the captains in 31 for Team Casa, a guy certainly known well on Long Island as well as nationally. You see that great Duke helmet. That's Aiden Denenza, just coming off of an incredible season with the Blue Devils. Started 18 of 19 games on the first midfield line, and of course played in the biggest game of them all in the national championship game as well. So he part of the leading group here of this Team Casa side. And across the way from him, I believe that was 68. Trying to see his number here for a second, Mike.
There you go, 68. So that's Nick Nicolosi, formerly of New York Tech, from that program. Again, Aiden Denenza and Nick Nicolosi, two of the reasons why we consider this the best league in the country. The two top talents, and they come back here to play every summer.
It's like in the cage for Team Casa, a guy, again, if you followed high school lacrosse on Long Island for the last couple of years, the name you know well, right? It's Joey Greco, who's currently at Stony Brook.
Right.
Played at IMG, but that before that was at Syosset, was a big part of Syosset's success over the last couple of years. And in the other cage, certainly a veteran, a guy that a lot of people around here know. It's Brian Jockers, who played at Adelphi, was a transfer from New York Tech, originally played at Plain Edge.
So, Mr. Greco in the goal will be playing for Coach Brazel at Stony Brook, and Brian Jockers had a good amount of success at Plain Edge Tech and Adelphi.
We mentioned again, this is the first of 3 games here today, different divisions. And Mike, you can maybe take us through that a little bit, but it goes from intermediate, and the finale is the open, but different levels certainly once we get to the final.
Well, I'm glad they're doing that because, nobody wants to see a blowout. So if they took the time to kind of measure the teams against each other and make them really competitive games, that's what brings people back year after year.
We go to the face-off X, and for Pat's Place, it's Connor Malley, who played his lacrosse at Adelphi. Across the way from him is Jack Fine out of Syracuse. Played his high school ball at Avon Old Farms, but originally from Roslyn.
Interesting. I'm just curious to see how the styles are going to mesh today and how the teams are going to match up. We know it's going to be good lacrosse. We don't know if it's going to be good team lacrosse or individual lacrosse, but they're going to get it on.
There's certainly plenty of names in the roster to get you excited, as first possession will go to Pat's Place.
Procedure on Casa.
Now the guys wearing black will get things going. One is Trevor Rigner, played his lacrosse, like many others on this team, from Adelphi, high school lacrosse at Sewanaka.
I believe Trevor was the Sewanaka guy, yes.
Yeah. I did my homework, Mike. Come on.
I see that. Dylan, I got to forget who I'm talking with here.
First possession, always an important one in a game. You want to get touches on the ball and figure things out. Feet to the crease. Good fake in the goal. There's the finish by Brian Horder.
So on a team defense, right? These guys don't practice together, and it's obvious that there wasn't a second slide. Somebody went first and left the guy open right in front of the cage.
You'll notice as well, we forgot to mention at the beginning, it is 2 25-minute running time clocks, 2 halves. We'll have about a 5-minute halftime between the two of them. So if you jumped on tonight and we're like, wait a minute, these guys are doing 3 games tonight starting at 7:15, but it's quick games. Team Casa gets the next face-off win, and they'll try to tie things up now.
Oh, it's funny with the staggered starting times that when John ran the league, the games were at 8, 9, and 10. and John's better friends would get the 8 o'clock games, so you'd have more time to hang out with your teammates afterwards.
Here's Michael Leo. Nice stutter step. Gets topside. Thinks about it. He'll hand off. I mentioned before, Leo, one of the stars of this one. Good feet to the crease. Underhand shot. I think Jocker's got a piece. We're feeding it back out. Here's Leo.
Michael wants to load up that left-handed shot, and I'm sure he'll get his opportunities tonight.
That was Jimmy O'Connell on the crease. Leo's got a one-on-one matchup. The help comes. Back up top. Step down shot. Denenza saved by Jockers. Rebound slid in. A hockey assist and a hockey goal right along. Listen, the rink is pretty close here at Caniag. And Jimmy O'Connell taking it off the ice and getting the rebound, potting it in.
Very opportunistic right there. Michael Leo instigated the play from up top, initiated the play from up top, made a good pass, a good save by Jockers, but he couldn't control the rebound.
O'Connell, another carry guy, playing at Boston University right now. Had 13 appearances this past season. Faceoff goes right to Fine. A Fogo goal bouncer. Jocker says no.
Jocker seeing the ball well so far early.
So now Pat's Place looking to get the clear.
The riding and clearing game is interesting too with guys that don't normally play together. So I would say that the team that gets that stuff together quicker than the other team will have more success tonight.
Pat's Place does get the clear, and now they get their guys in. Regener. We talk so much about the Division I lacrosse, but Long Island home to some of the best D2 teams in the country, Adelphi, New York Tech, another one as well. That shot was wide of the mark.
Oh, absolutely. Division II teams on Long Island are no slouches. They can compete with anybody. You'll see that tonight.
I think that's a good lesson as well to maybe some guys who are currently in high school. Listen, it's not all about the best in the D1 circuit. You can find your home anywhere if you can play good lacrosse.
There's a place for everyone.
100%.
You shouldn't just limit yourself to, who's on a poster and who's on Instagram. You got to look at the best program.
How about that pickup by Nick Cowan off the carpet? And now here comes Team Casa. Unsettled situation.
Oh, good look in.
Feed the crease. Another one wasn't there. It bounces back out to Albert Panacea. Won a county and Long Island championship at Friends Academy. Currently at Providence.
Providence, another program on the uptick. A couple of good recruiting classes.
Ferrone fires wide. Ferrone, another carry guy, plays currently at Penn State. What a resurgence we saw this year from Penn State. Deep run in the tournament. Here's Kyle Lewis. Terrific athlete out of carry. Sidearmed off the bar.
And I might say Adelphi also.
Yes, sir. Lewis was the Northeast All-Rookie team this past year. How about 16 goals and 12 assists, adjusting to the college game quite nicely. And was an incredible football player as well for Mike Stanley at carry. There he is at X. Gets the pick, looks, turns the cage. Good defense. Feed to the crease. Ball on the carpet. Battle now for it. And Pat's Place comes away with it.
There hasn't been much physicality so far, especially with the balls in front of the crease. I think that's going to pick up as the game goes on and it gets tighter.
Horder, the goal scorer right now for Pat's Place, hands off. And 95, you saw there, was Jason Rabuano, another Adelphi guy.
Adelphi guys are all over the place, Dylan.
Shot wide. Joe Angelastro. Look at the help. You could hear the physicality.
It's going to pick up.
Cowan gets it back to Greco, and now Greco will look to move. Finds Denenza.
That's what I would look for.
Yeah. Locate 31.
Yes, sir.
Denenza, of course, in addition to playing for Coach Danowski at Duke, played for Coach Weiserick at St. Anthony's. Part of a bit of a nice group of St. Anthony's guys, right? Going down to Durham and playing for Duke. Of course, Brennan O'Neill, another part of that. Naso, part of that as well.
Coach Danowski knows where to go for his talent.
He was here. He knows it well,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, sir.
A Long Island native.
He played in this league. You know, he knows it all well. He used to, I'd say, serve at a restaurant. To be nice, right up the corner here. And a lot of us would stop by after the games.
So you're saying, considering the late start time, that place is still open after the 10 o'clock.
So I became very good friends with John, and John would always be kind to me and give me the 8 o'clock game. So we took full advantage of that for sure.
There you go. Here's Leo. Help comes his way. Finds Denenza in and out of his stick, though. Nice ACC connection there, huh? Duke, or Syracuse to Duke. Here's Denenza. Double comes. Hands off to Leo.
Two good players feeding off each other. Running the two-man game, and Pat's Place is able to capitalize on that.
So Pat's Place, 1-1 early on here. Again, 2 25-minute halves. And about a 5-minute or so halftime. So this is going to be, it's the quickest game already on 2 feet, but it's going to be even quicker here tonight.
Yeah, you know, when the game is that quick and that short, you can't really miss opportunities. So these guys are going to do the best they can to make it happen and happen quickly.
Sidearm shot there by Regnier. Joey Leonard looking to get the ball back in. What a career he had, huh, at Malloy. All-time leading scorer. Just got inducted into their Hall of Fame. Also right here from Hicksville. Played his high school lacrosse for the Comets.
Hicksville family.
Talk about an incredible program, huh?
Mr. Wallace is a Hicksville guy himself. So,
yes.
you know, speaking of Hicksville.
Behind the cage. Slide comes up top. Good fake.
Good look.
One more. Low to high is wide. No backup that time, so Team Casa comes away with the ball.
Let's see who he looks for on this clear.
Waiting for some guys coming out of the box. He'll come this way towards us. 23 is Ferrone.
You see Hopkins helmets out there, Syracuse helmets, the Duke helmets. You know, this is the top level. It doesn't get any better than this.
That was Dean Metzger, 15. And there's Leo.
Michael's a young man out of Seaford and know him well. He came through the Levittown PAL program, played at MacArthur for a year, or maybe two, before he transferred to St. Anthony's. Had a tremendous career at St. Anthony's, and that brought him to Syracuse.
And at Syracuse, 18 goals, 8 assists. He was second among freshman midfielders for the Orange and fourth among all midfielders for points. And who can forget, of course, that game winner against North Carolina with seconds left. Shot jockers at the crease. He's able to keep it out.
Michael fits in very well in that offense. That offense is kind of tailor-made for him and his skills. It's interesting to see what they're going to do for the next 3 years.
Some transfers in as well, and of course, you got Joey Spallina not here, currently up playing some box lacrosse as we have, looks like a timeout is being called. And we mentioned before about the Long Island Metro Lacrosse Leagues. It's a leader in post-high school sports lacrosse leagues and events in Long Island metro area. Over 40 years, the organizers here have delivered exceptional value, first-class experience for all teams and players. Programs are designed to accommodate varying levels of play, all with a focus to grow the game through community competition and sportsmanship. And you mentioned before as well, this is the 44th year of this event. The only thing, Mike, that could stop the event was, of course, the COVID-19 global pandemic.
And I'm sure that wasn't the players' choice, but, you know, they had no choice, you know, without the facility. So I'm glad this picked up right where it left off, and it looks to be thriving.
It would have been year number 45, but it's a true testament not only to John Pappas, but
Tackman has the defenseman hung. The goalie's going to flush him out towards the defenseman, I think.
Strength save by Greco. Shot was by Horder. Back to Greco. A little one-hand catch. And now here comes Team Casa. The other way. 1-1 the score. See the time in the bottom right of your screen. That's left in this first half. Surprised, Mike, at the low score early on?
No, I was just thinking of that. Just because the score is low, it doesn't mean it's not a good game. These guys are feeling each other out. Like you said before, they're trying to get each other involved in the offense and trying to figure out weak spots in the other team's defense. So far, it's just a very competitive game, and you don't want to blow out 1-1. It doesn't get any better than that.
Good deflection there by Joe Cipoletti.
The attack and defense of the other teams down here were discussing where they're going to go after the game. They weren't really paying attention. But that's a common occurrence at this league. Where are we going to go afterwards?
They will battle for 50 minutes, sometimes beyond, and then share a beverage and some laughs.
As soon as the game's over, it starts in the parking lot. Good-natured ribbing and probably back to each other's favorite watering hole.
Horder spins, low shot, bouncer wide.
They keep looking for that shot out on the island on Greco, and he looks like he's all over that.
Greco was outstanding during his time at Syosset. And you speak to John Calabria, the longtime Syosset coach, and he said, listen, he's going to go PG. He went 1 year to IMG just because of his size. He had all the skills, but wasn't necessarily getting the collegiate looks because a lot of times, unfortunately, you kind of look at a height, weight, and sometimes move on from that. But we could see his skill level, and obviously Stony Brook took attention.
Oh, there's a lot of competition, a lot of good players on the island. It's not like 1 or 2 players. It's, every position, every grade is loaded. So it's easy to see how a player of his ability could slip through the cracks. And good thing for Stony Brook, they capitalized.
Ball put back into play by Pat's Place. There's Leonard behind the cage.
A lot of two-man stuff here.
Leonard fed up top. Good defending there, too, by Cowan, because Leonard is a load, man. When he lowers his shoulder, gets his lower body into you, he's tough to handle.
Mm-hmm. Moving the ball
downhill now. Steven Ramirez.
Good look inside.
Oh, feet in front. Ramirez, a guy, played it at Albany, at a Lindenhurst. And the official saying no backup. And might this one be reversed? We'll have a conversation, it looks like, among the officials.
It looks like they might go to AP, which was decided before the game, and whoever won that coin toss will get the ball.
Well, now we know who won that coin toss. Mm-hmm. It was Pat's Place. 1-1, again the score. A little speed from X. Shot in front, Greco makes the save. Good stuff by Greco, denying Rabuano.
Seeing the ball well as well.
And here comes Team Casa looking to move, and there's the finish in front. Goal scored by O'Connell, his second.
Both started down with Greco making a save and a nice outlet. Fast break up the field, move the ball well. Tic-tac-toe, 2-1.
Let's take a look again as Team Casa takes a 2-1 lead. And it was O'Connell. First shot was that little bit of a ice scrape, a little bit, if you will. And then the second, as you mentioned, starting with Greco. He won't get an assist on that, but starts with him and finished by O'Connell.
But he'll tell his friends later on tonight that he should have gotten one, as a good goalie should. And I would be proud of him if he did that, but really the play initiated with him.
So tight first half, a good opportunity now for Team Casa to take the first 2-goal lead for either team. And there's Leo up top.
The spot coming out of the box as a midfielder for Michael is really, where he belongs. He played a lot of attack in high school, but, playing midfield and being able to dodge against the short stick midi, that's really, that benefits him greatly.
Good size you see here from Ferrone. And there's Leo again. Works it to X. Feet up top.
That was an alley-oop.
Oof. A stinger up high. That was wide, though, by Ferrone. Here's Leo. Really hasn't had that opportunity yet to dodge.
Looks like he's looking to initiate and feed, right off the bat here. I'm looking for him to take some more shots later on.
And this two-man game, I think, is interesting with him and Denenza, who switches now to his left. Looks for options. Denenza goes the other way. Step down. Good stick check on that one.
Good ride.
Ooh, a little extra, and there's the first flag of the game as well against Ferrone. Good stick check by Kyle Lewis, and we'll have our first penalty of this one. It'll be a slash, 1 minute. So man up opportunity now for Pat's Place.
So again, let's see what Pat's Place does. A team that doesn't practice all the time, so it's going to be a lot of freewheeling. I doubt it's going to be a set play, so they're going to look to find open men right off the bat.
So it's a 1 minute slash. And Joey Leonard up top to put the ball back into play. Was a Division II All-American and also Malloy's all-time points leader. And then we said before, just recently inducted into the Malloy Hall of Fame. A holds. So we'll go the other way, and Team Casa, great opportunity now to kill off.
Not how you want to start your first man-up opportunity with a turnover, but I'm sure they're going to get another one.
That's Albert Panacea behind his own cage. Had 3 goals and assists, 14 ground balls in 15 games as a sophomore at Providence. Losing it was George Panagopoulos, and we go the other way. Steven Ramirez, 18. Good feed. Step down off the mark by Angelastro.
The penalty's just about over.
Angelastro, a Seaford guy, played at Nassau Community. Another terrific program.
Pat's his man up for another couple seconds.
And Greco says, I'll take care of that.
And another turnover.
And Team Casa will look to go the other way. They had a lot of success pushing it for their second goal.
And they have some athletic poles and athletic middies that are going to run up and down all day.
Panacea at Friends had 156 career points.
Walt Carswell, coach of Friends, old teammate, doing a good job up at Friends Academy. And another veteran of the summer league here.
Yeah, pretty confident that you can mention almost anybody associated with Long Island Lacrosse, and they've got a connection to these games here. It's like the Kevin Bacon game, right?
Well, it's the foundation. It's the basis for Long Island Lacrosse. And, everybody could leave in the summer and go play elsewhere, and it wouldn't be as tight. But, again, didn't matter where you played in the springtime. this is where you wanted to be in the summer with your friends and your high school teammates.
Jonathan Flores there a moment ago handed off. This is Sean Daly, New Hyde Park guy, played at Malloy. Midfielder face-off, multiple opportunities there at Malloy. It's turned out, at least to this point, to actually be a really nice evening. It was raining when we arrived, but the rain, perhaps Mr. Pappas had something to do with that, stopped as these teams hit the field for warm-ups, and a muggy evening, but at least it's dry at this moment.
You know, John had a lot of influence. I'm not sure if he can influence the weather.
Making the time changes.
But you never know, right? This field when we played here was a dust bowl, and with the weather today, it would have been canceled back then, and we would have started the after-game festivities earlier. But I'm glad we're able to get this game in tonight.
There's Jack Monfort, number 8. A Syosset guy, plays at Yale. One of many in these games, these 3 games, to be a high school All-American as well. Nice move, but a better save by Jockers, and we go the other way. Cipoletti, little shovel pass, and now Pat's Place will get their offense going.
2 talented goalies keeping their teams in the game so far.
And another turnover for Pat's Place. Here comes Denenza, unsettled. Denenza, the one more. Low shot, and a goal.
And there's the left-handed power shot by Mike Leo that we were looking for.
The ACC connection, Denenza to Leo. And 3-1 is the score. So there you go, right? You mentioned it. 2 opportunities on the man up for Pat's Place. Another one there. The turnovers, the unforced turnovers at that. And it proves costly as Team Casa takes a 3-1 lead. And here you see it again.
Yeah, it's a big swing, you know, when you don't take advantage of those opportunities. It could easily be tied at 2. Now it's 3-1. Denenza initiates off the pass from the midfielder down to Michael Leo with the shot.
Face-off win for Team Casa, and a good chance here, Mike, in the final 2.5 minutes or so to really put some pressure on Pat's Place. Next goal would give them a 3-goal lead.
So uncharacteristically, instead of playing run and gun right here with 2 minutes left, up by 2, I don't look to see them really pressing the issue here. They'll look for their opportunities and kind of take the time off the clock and work with each other. Michael's waiting on the opposite pipe for his opportunity.
Yeah, his stick is ready.
It's ready.
It is locked and loaded.
He shoot first, ask questions later. That's Mike, but he's very good at it.
Yeah, I think his college coach, very much appreciates that. Low shot, good fake, and the drive and the finish. And there is that extension of the lead as O'Connell, I think that was Jack Monfort. Was it 8? I think it was 8. With the finish. Let's see it again. Good fake, low shot.
So because you have some really good players on the opposite side of the ball, the team is reluctant to slide earlier. So that's why that dodge was able to be successful.
As I said, I believe that was 8, which would be Monfort, his first. And a big face-off win here for Pat's Place. They're down 4-1. Inside the final 90 seconds. Now, you don't want to force something here. You want to have an impactful possession.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, they can't afford another turnover here and open the lead wider for Casa. So Pat's going to be deliberate here. Look for their matchups.
Ribuano up top. Low shot. Greco was there, but it was
seeing
wide.
The ball very well. He's been all over everything that they've thrown at him tonight.
Inside the final minute now of this first half. Little shimmy, little shake, little fake, and Greco another save.
Holding his ground.
That was Angelo Ostro's shot. Inside the final 30 seconds of this first half. It's the intermediate final here of the Caniag Summer League. Little speed, overhand shot, Greco again. 3 for $1. And why not? Go back to him. Joey, go downfield.
It was a good look. It's just a little bit over his head.
I thought Greco was going to go to distance there. Just take it. A goalie goal, perhaps.
Good.
One more chance here. Pat's place. No, that shot after the final whistle. And we'll have some conversations maybe about that last second shot as well. And a late flag thrown as well.
I think these guys better break it up before Mr. Tuttle gets involved. Yeah, he's the guy that you don't want to mess with, any nonsense on the field.
Listen, whether it's lacrosse or hockey, when you take that shot at the end, well after the final whistle, that's going to get some chatter going.
Yeah, well, your defensemen are going to take exception because they want to protect their goalie. But Mr. Tuttle is the enforcer out there, and he's going to make sure that order stays.
So 5 minutes here of halftime, and in the intermediate division championship, it is a 4-1 lead for Team Casa over Pat's Place. We'll take a quick break, and we'll have the second half when we return right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/varsitymedia. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube.
Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/varsitymedia. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube.
Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
No matter when and where I'm training, I know that if I'm going to get better, I have to trust the Pearl X Lacrosse ball. It's the most consistent ball on the market, it's reliable, and it's greaseless, so you know you're always getting the best reps and you're not wasting a rep.
Welcome back to Caniag Park here. It is the Caniag Summer League, the Long Island Metro Lacrosse League's showcase. And in the intermediate championship game, first half lead for Team Casas, 4-1. want to remind everybody as well of a very important fund happening. It's the John Pappas Memorial GoFundMe, which is to help purchase custom pavers. You see the GoFundMe address below, the John Pappas Memorial Fund. And the purpose of this is, and we'll show you some of the work they want to do here. You can see it there on your screen. It's a memorial that'll be placed on the grounds here at Caniag Park next to the American flagpole that sits in front of the turf fields that are currently used for this league. And the memorial park will consist of a rock with a bronze plaque and a walkway with benches. And besides monetary donations to the cause, there will be other opportunities in which donors can express their gratitude for what John did for the game of lacrosse in our community as well. So again, you saw that link to the GoFundMe page and the pavers as well. We've mentioned, we saw a little bit, Mike, as we come back, some conversation, some pushing and shoving, and as a result, we have, simultaneous penalties.
So the way it's shaken out is there's a 1 minute non-releasable on Team Casa on number 2, 30-second non-releasable on Pat's Place for number 7, simultaneous foul, but Pat's Place will start the ball for the second half, no face-off.
So there we go. Pat's Place down 4-1. And again, wearing the black jerseys, you see them there, and largely a team that is made up of guys who played at local Division II schools, New York Tech and Adelphi and Malloy among them. And offside here as penalty stopped. Step down shot was taken by Leonard, as now the rain, I guess I jinxed it a little bit. The rain now coming down here.
Both teams sticking with their original goalies to start the second half. Both guys did a very good job keeping their teams in.
So is going to be a 30-second here against Team Casa? So another opportunity. Pat's Place now has had 2, right? Man up opportunities.
They've been man up a few times and yet to capitalize. A couple of turnovers. They gotta get that wired tight.
The officials just making sure they have everything here in order. Again, this is championship game 1 of 3 here tonight at Caniag Park in the heart of Hicksville. And all these guys playing in these games, not all we should say, but a large majority with obviously ties to Long Island, having played their high school lacrosse here, or even currently playing for one of the colleges. A lot of times you see like the local guys staying home at maybe Hofstra or Stony Brook and playing in these games as well. We have a few of those. Nice feed to the crease, that shot.
Again, it doesn't matter where in the country or what program they're playing for, college or club. This is where they want to play. This is where they have the most fun. This is where they have their childhood friends or high school teammates, and but it's still just as competitive.
Great interception there on the crease.
Another man up. Opportunity not wasted.
Greco, look at that
Nice
great
look.
clear, huh? They had numbers for a moment there. Looked like as O'Connell, 2 first-half goals for Jimmy O'Connell, joined by Leo and Monfort. Those are your 3 goal scorers of the 4 goals, and Denenza picking up an assist as well.
I mean, how impressive is this midfield? For a summer league game.
And there's Monfort.
Yeah, Monfort, Leo, and Denenza. It just doesn't get any better than that.
Nice fake, low shot. Didn't get, I think, what he wanted on that, but they do maintain possession.
I look for the ball to be a little slicker, with the rain coming down, and everything needs to be a little more sure-handed. A dodging opportunity for Mike Leo. He wants to get over that top and initiate from there.
And Leo's got the short stick there.
Mm-hmm.
Gets it to Denenza. He's got the long pole. Denenza turns. Nice slide to him, which forces the Duke midfielder back.
A lot of Adelphi guys out there on that defense.
Yeah, as you mentioned before, kind of the cool style part of it, where Pat's plays some veteran guys guys maybe a couple years removed. Some guys even more than a couple years removed from their collegiate lacrosse days.
So they're out here making Coach Catalanati and Coach Volpe very proud of them, playing good team defense, and Jockers keeping them in the game.
And Casa, more of those current college guys as well. Behind the back feed in front. Let's see how this rain, which is just now getting heavier. Little BTB opportunity, but no backup.
You know, I see the league gearing more towards college teammates and friends like that. Back in the 80s, the early 90s, you had towns would get together like
Denenza.
Lindenhurst, and guys like Joe Lacasio would play for their local bar and their local place, and Hicksville guys played for the little country pub, and Levittown guys for their place, and Sewanee guys, and so on and so forth.
Well, we do, in fact, have a Syosset team coming up in the next game, which is pretty exclusively guys who played at Syosset High School.
That's good to see.
The Syosset Spartans are that team. I do love some of the names, though, of these games. Perhaps my favorite coming up in the open game, which will be about 9:45 tonight. Hot soup. Listen, when it's raining like this, you need a little hot soup in you, don't you?
They'll be looking for a little hot soup with maybe a little extra kick in it. But yeah, I love that name too. And they're playing Fleesters, which is another interesting.
Greco again.
Another interesting, story behind that name.
We will get into that as we continue tonight's festivities. Denenza in and out of his stick. Pass by O'Connell.
I'd like to mention, out here, Brennan Wallace runs the league. They don't just take any official. They don't take junior officials or trainees. There's always been the best of the best working these games. Back in the 80s and 90s, you had legendary guys like Ed Schreiber, Al Blau, Jim Howell, Walt Sofsian, and so you knew when you walked up to the game that it was going to be taken care of and the game was going to be level.
I think that's important as well, right? It's big for these guys, too,
Absolutely.
these officials. Like they need to stay on their game as well.
So the game is under control. They're doing a good job keeping it safe and even. Another save by
Jockers. Good one.
Seeing the ball very well. And
it gets pushed in. Another rebound in front.
So
is that O'Connell there? 9 for his hat trick.
That defenseman's going to owe Mr. Jockers a beer after the game. That's how that works.
It's called the OG, right? There you see Jockers, the save off the stick, and that's not what last thing you want when you're a defender. So 5-1 now, the lead for Team Casa.
But for a couple of mistakes, I mean, the game's been fairly even. Casa's just able to capitalize more on the other mistakes.
Big face-off win for Pat's Place. They're looking to push it a little bit. High shot wide of the mark. That attempt by Joe Duchnowski out of Adelphi. Again, 2 25-minute halves here in the Cantiag Summer League. So it's getting late early for Pat's Place.
Yeah. And just like that, from 25 minutes to 17, the time's not standing still for them.
Joey Leonard swings it. We go up top now. The extra Leonard low shot. And he felt that. It looked like in his lower back as well. So Leonard will come out of this game. Leonard now working as an accountant after that great education he had at Malloy. Pat's Place looking to chisel away here at the deficit.
Greco doesn't take up a lot of the cage, but he's an imposing looking goalie, and and when you wind up to shoot on him, it looks like he's got everything covered.
I think it's a combination, right, of his speed, but also the fundamentals as that shot goes wide.
Fundamentally very sound, positioning is great. His stance is phenomenal.
Off the reset. Good defense by Team Casa. Ball fake, continuing off. Terrific individual goal for Pat's Place, and they pull a goal back.
Team Casa has looks like a plethora of athletic long stick middies. And here they're just a little bit too aggressive on a slide, and he's left the guy open on the side of the cage.
That was Joe Dichnowski with the goal.
Easy for you to say, Dylan.
An unassisted one at that. Face off is picked up. Oh, not picked up, I should say. It is a scramble for this ball. Picked up by Casa.
I think
expect them. Sorry, Mike.
I'm sorry, Dylan. I think Pat needs a good defensive series right here to climb back in the game.
And I was going to say, I would expect not to take the air out of the ball, but a more patient set, certainly by Team Casa here.
Yeah, there's no reason to push, right? When you're up by a couple of goals and the time ticking down. But
then again, it's nice to have this guy with the ball. Kyle Lewis, in his high school days, listen, this is the guy you don't kick. When he's playing football, you don't kick, you don't punt to him. Incredible athleticism.
Keep the ball out of his hands. I coached against him when I was at MacArthur, when we played against Cary, and he's definitely a guy that you had to keep an eye on for sure.
He got topside, but a little bit off on that pass, and there's the turnover that Pat's Place needed. You could hear some of the chatter, right, from their bench now, getting excited. The deficit was 4. Pat's Place trying to cut it now to 2.
They got that good series, and now they got the ball back. Let's see what they can do with it.
Another important possession for this veteran Pat's Place team. Little speed. The double comes, though, and it's forced out.
That's another tough mistake. You want to possess the ball, but take care of the ball there and try to, chip into that lead. Denenza's a one-man clear here.
Yep, good job, good protection by Denenza. And now Team Casa with the ball. Oh, the speed from X and the finish as well. And Pat's Place, you had an opportunity on the other side, and then you concede on the other, and it's back to a 4-goal lead.
Yep. Mistakes. Right, so here he has the goalie hung. He has Mr. Jockers hung, and he's a big target. Brian probably should have came out and forced him back to the defender. The attackman was able to take advantage of that and come around the cage and dunk one on him.
Goal scored by Michael Ferrone. His first of this game.
Michael Ferrone's dad is coaching that team. Mike Ferrone, yet another veteran of the Caniag League, and goalie out of Elmont.
Yeah, Ferrone, part of that Penn State team, a team that, Mike, we saw, thanks in part to you and the Long Island Metro Lacrosse Foundation. Got to see them in person and do that game as well against Marquette. A terrific showcase at MacArthur High School.
We're happy to put those games together, and we're working on another exciting game for this spring. But what we're seeing is that teams that come here to play, they're taking advantage of the recruiting opportunities. Visibility with the Long Island players is that much greater.
Yeah, for Jeff Tambroni, obviously it's already there for Penn State, but important for Marquette, right? Like they're coming in, and it's an up and coming program out at Marquette, and a good opportunity for them.
From what I understand, Marquette has already landed a few Long Island guys, pretty much based on playing on Long Island that game.
There we go. And for Ferrone and other guys, an opportunity as well to play in front of a lot of friends and family. Usually mom and dad make the trip wherever you play, but you get those cousins and friends and former teammates as well.
Mr. Ferone had the barbecue going bright and early that day, and that's the way to travel. But that's what's great about college lacrosse and, programs like that is the camaraderie and the closeness of everybody involved.
I think that's what our executive producer, Ben Turchin, said. I think that Penn State, even though they lost that game, they won the tailgate.
They absolutely won. They won the tailgate before the game even started. I'm wondering if Ben got a goodie bag to go home with that day.
If he did, it wasn't shared with the on-air talent here at Varsity Media. Good stick check, and we go the other way. Got to give credit where credit is due. Montfort. The word from the stands to our left, I thought you were a midfielder. Montfort doing the work on the other side of the ball.
You got to love the back and forth. It's all good-natured, and it was definitely a plus for the game. Again, there's no urgency here. Up by 4 goals with 10 minutes left, so they're going to look for their opportunities to, and if it's not there, they're just going to hold on to the ball.
This is the intermediate championship game here as part of Championship Thursday in the Caniag Summer League. We're so thankful we're able to bring it to you here on YouTube, on the Varsity Media YouTube channel. Dylan Butler, Mike Nelson with you. We'll have Mike Hungerford as well joining us for the second and third games of the evening. Good save. An important one as well for Pat's Place. It was Jockers again.
Pat's Place needs the ball back, and they have to take advantage of it this time. They need another good defensive stance. They need to press out a little bit here if they want to jump back in this game.
Here's Leo. Hands off. And again, possession is important right now.
They have another hung situation. Let's see what happens here.
You've got options. That's certainly the case. If you're not going to take it
well,
solo.
You could let the attackman sit back there and kind of play quarterback and feed the cutters, or you could try to flush them out towards your defender. That's an individual thing. I think being down 4 goals, I think Brian should come out and flush him out to the defender to try to force a turnover.
And a scoop behind the back. Possession stays, though, with Team Casa. Oh, Denenza, that was off. Can they keep it in?
Nice looking side by Mike.
They did. Good hustle from Team Casa. And a lot of these guys, current Division I players, and you could, as you mentioned, kind of tell from the helmets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Looking around. You got the Duke blue. You've got the Syracuse, actually white for Leo.
So before the pro leagues, were around, and you would see USA helmets out here. You would see, Johns Hopkins helmets, Syracuse helmets. It was just every game was like an all-star game. It was pretty impressive. The competition was insane, but everybody made each other better and had fun, and that's what Long Island lacrosse is all about.
That shot blocked. Good ground ball. A big one picked up. Nice skip. Low Denenza. Just wide. Under 8 left in the second half. And in running time, that probably means with 5 minutes left, maybe Jockers exits the cage as that extra defender.
Yeah, let's see what they have planned for that.
An extended possession, exactly what Team Casa wants with a 6-2 lead. Little shimmy, little shake, and kissing the crossbar and in. All that possession and the finish in front. A big goal scored by Matt Metzger.
It's a tough matchup for Pat's Place right there. Matt's a big kid, and here we see the replay. It's just an isolation from behind, no slide to speak of. Came around the cage, and Brian was defenseless. Down 5 with 7 minutes left. That's a pretty big hill to climb. Let's see if Pat's Place could mount an attack.
Metzger playing at pace. Another quality Division II school. Was all conference this year after 32 goals and 17 assists as a senior. That brought up his 3-year total to 48 goals and 35 assists. Pretty impressive numbers for Metzger.
Yep.
Played his high school ball at Cary.
Good athletic family, a bunch of kids, they got a bunch of kids still in the program and a couple in college.
Jockers the Outlets, a now 7-2 lead. And unlike the PLL, there is no 2-goal shot. You're not getting it from outside.
No, they only count as one, and
That's right.
they can't really waste time and mess around. They have to attack here.
Good feed, and Greco, another denial.
Quick.
How good has Greco been?
Yeah, very quick. Helps to have good defensemen in front of you too. Gives you another level of confidence. But he's been on. He's seeing the ball great, and he's been all over everything.
Now Team Casa could really put this one away. Possession, a 5-goal lead as we approach the 5-minute mark here of this game. .32, you see there Ryan Bell, another Providence guy, played at Smithtown West.
I think, if there was a little urgency here on Pat's place, they would be pressing out and hustling and trying to force a turnover. I think it looks like they've almost resigned to the fact that, it's going to be tough to climb back in this game.
Maybe similar bouncer wide. I was going to say you wondered if the message then goes to Team Casa and they'll just go 4 corners, but they're still taking shots.
That's what it looks like. I mean, there was no slide to speak of there. They kind of left that guy all by himself, on an island, and it's a tough spot to be in.
Bell spins, fakes it back up top. Flag was thrown.
Now with a delayed penalty, Casa really has no reason to force anything here.
4:25 and counting. You see in the bottom of your screen here in this intermediate championship game. It is presented by Pearl Lacrosse Balls by Guardian. Those balls you see out there, those are Pearl Lacrosse balls. That's the official ball of Long Island Men's Lacrosse League. Low shot wide of the mark, and now we'll get the penalty called. Let's look across the way. Let's see if we get... It's on Pat's place. Maybe a 30-second infraction. I don't think Team Casa's really had... Have they had a man-up opportunity? I don't think they have.
I think they had one in the beginning, but that's all I can remember. Here, Casa's just going to work the ball around.
You mentioned Bell before. He puts the ball back into play. How about this for Providence? You mentioned an upcoming team. He started 28 of 29 games in the last 2 years, 104 points in 2 seasons for Ryan Bell, all Big East selection as a sophomore.
Coach Benson's got to be happy with him, and as well as his recruiting class.
And, of course, we'll see him for the Syosset Spartans team, A.J. Alexander, another one as well, right? Mm-hmm. Part of what they hope is that resurgence there at Providence. I can tell you one thing. They win the site test. You go up to Providence, you see their facilities, incredible stuff.
Yeah, it's a tough situation to turn down. We have a kid from MacArthur attending Providence in September as well, Joe Ficelli.
Step down shot. That was by Bell as we're inside the final 2.5 minutes. In the Big East, it's going to be interesting there as well. You got a new coaching staff at St. John's and maybe changing the culture there a little bit. You're going to have a new coach, or you do have a new coach now at Denver with the legendary Coach Tierney stepping down, and Georgetown is always Georgetown, so it is no easy task. And Marquette, again.
Yeah, there's always a lot happening,
Inside the final 2 minutes now. Team Casa in full control of this one.
the body language on Pat's is they're just happy to.
The white flag has been thrown.
Yeah, just kind of let's get to the parking lot or wherever they're going to hang out tonight.
That said,
And,
listen, we saw that there. They're fine with Team Casa moving it around the perimeter. You come to the front of the net,
Yeah.
you're going to get some contact. No free passes for Team Casa.
Well, I'm glad to see Delphi guys, not giving any quarter in front of the goalie.
That's inbrained. It's on their brains, right, forever.
It's me being a Delphi guy as well. I was happy to have defensemen like that in front of me.
Ooh, a low to high stinger. O'Connell, the hat trick.
Little Selly at the end too. Brian had no chance on that. It was a low to high right in the corner.
There you see it again. Little BTB on the pass. Yep. A nice shot as well by O'Connell. A BU guy. Appeared in 13 games this year. He started the season opener at Vermont, a 12-11 win. He also scored in that win against Army that clinched the Patriot League regular season title as well for BU. So final 18 seconds. I don't think they'll even need here to have the final face-off as they will call this one an 8-2 win for Team Casa. They are the intermediate championship title winners.
And now you see, the friendship that are off the field. They're all congratulating each other and, exchanging smiles and congratulations. And I'm sure they'll see each other out in the parking lot.
It's a good performance there by Team Casa. And again, we mentioned it's that younger group, current collegiate players, a lot of them playing Division I against some guys in Pat's place, their college days a few years behind. But listen, they battled until the very end.
I was wondering what kind of game it would be. Obviously the youth took over a little bit here and they played a little better together. Very good game.
So, Mike, I want to again mention the sponsors here of not only this game, but the entire championship Thursday here. And, of course, we mentioned before Pearl Lacrosse Balls by Guardian, the official ball of the Long Island Men's Lacrosse League. And how about Bullseye Beverage? It is Smithtown's #1 beer and soda distributor. And there on the right, listen, fruits and vegetables, important in the summer anytime. And Crystal brings that to you, based out of Syosset. And, of course, as well, USA Lacrosse.
Did Bullseye send any samples today?
How come you're not worried about what Crystal sends? Maybe I could have a nice banana here for you, a nice apple. You're worried about the beverages.
I'll worry about that tomorrow morning.
Of course, USA Lacrosse as well, right?
Sure.
Doing an incredible job from all levels of the sport, making sure it grows from the youth on to men's league like we have here.
Well, this is a USA Lacrosse sanctioned league. Brendan Wallace did the right thing and approached Harry Jacobs in USA Lacrosse. So they register through USA Lacrosse and the insurance is taken care of and, the liability and all of that. And to make sure that, everything's competitive.
And there you see Mr. Wallace. I think he's got a trophy over there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some championship T-shirts. Not sure. We're digging out of the... Yep, looks like some shirts here as well for the champions of this intermediate division. And listen, it was a short game, but a long season here. You've got to do a lot well to get to this point, and that's what Team Casa did.
Yeah, absolutely. And you also develop rivalries, when you play in the same division, same league. So I'm sure these guys have seen each other before and possibly again next year.
So the championship T-shirts being put on there by Team Casa. You mentioned the goal scorers before. Jimmy O'Connell with 3 to lead the way. You had Michael Leo, Jack Monfort, Matt Metzger, and Michael Ferrone with 1 apiece. So pretty balanced scoring, Mike, as well.
It looks like they were looking to get each other involved. It looks like they didn't want to, nobody wanted to be a ball hog. Everybody wanted to play a team game, and that's for the benefit of the game. So what would happen back in the day, Dylan, is before the fence was 12 foot high around the pool, we'd jump in the pool and cool off, go change at the car, and then the night would begin, celebrating or whatever. But that was all part of the fun, and that's why we hang out and play with our friends.
So of the 44 years here, I guess different post-game rituals over the years.
You can't do a lot of things now that used to happen, but now it's pretty much good, clean fun.
And they see the championship picture there being taken. And now I think we'll have one of the Team Casa guys. We're going to have a representative here of Team Casa coming over. Greco certainly had a huge day in the cage for Team Casa. And we will have Joey Greco joining us now, live. He's got the silverware with him as well. And Joey, thank you so much for joining us. Dylan Butler, Mike Nelson. Listen, we were saying from the very beginning, these are guys who, some veteran guys on this Pat's Place team, guys who have played maybe a few years ago collegiately, but you were on your game, man, like fundamentally sound, quick, making sure, especially early when the game was tight, that you were making all those key saves.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the other team had a lot of great competition. I mean, the guys over there, a bunch of Adelphi guys, they're all great players. And I mean, the guys on our team really did a great job defending them well.
Joey, I know that you'll be heading to Stony Brook
Yes.
this starting season, and it almost looked like you were aware that Coach Bradshaw was out here watching you today. So
Yeah.
You wanted to make sure that your technique and everything was on, and your positioning was great. And
Yep.
I'm sure he noticed.
Yep. I've been doing a few training sessions here and there with him. The boys actually made a joke that Bradshaw was going to be commentating tonight, so I was a little scared about that one, but, I had to show out for him.
You don't want him to commentate.
Yeah, be a bunch of yelling.
Great guy, but yeah, right.
Joe, let me ask you just about this league in general, right? I mean, you see the list of guys, and even on your own team, right? Guys from Duke and Providence and all around the place, and obviously you're going to go play at Stony Brook. As you mentioned, Adelphi, Tech guys on the other side. I mean, there is no league like this. For you to get ready for your first season at Stony Brook, I imagine this is like a perfect sort of lead up for you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the competition here is better than anywhere else. It doesn't compare to any other league anybody plays in, so it's just great to be here every year and fight and win a game.
Listen, we loved watching you at Syosset. We know you had to do the PG year at IMG, but you're back on the island, and we're stoked for that, man.
Thank you. Love being here.
Congratulations,
Thanks,
Joe.
guys.
Good luck next year.
Thanks, guys.
Joey Greco, the winning goalie for Team Casa, of course. And there you go. Oh, he's going to get the celebration now. He was waiting for that one. I'm glad they didn't do that on our side of the fence. But Team Casa with the win, and Greco, a great performance as well. We'll take a break as we'll get ready for the start of our next championship game. It is Championship Thursday here on the Caniag Summer League, and it's all right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/varsitymedia. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050, or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
We are back here at Caniag Park in Hicksville for the start of game number 2 here as part of the Caniag Summer League. It is the Advanced Championship between Bullseye Lacrosse and the Syosset Spartans. Today's Caniag Summer League Championship games sponsored by Pearl Lacrosse Balls by Guardian, the official ball of Long Island Men's Lacrosse League, as well as USA Lacrosse and Crystal Fruits and Vegetables from Syosset. And the Bullseye in the middle there is for Bullseye Beverage, Smithtown's #1 beer and soda distributor. Also wanted to mention, importantly, the John Pappas Memorial GoFundMe page. You want to help purchase custom pavers, that's how you do so. The GoFundMe.com John Pappas Memorial Fund, trying to get this memorial that'll be placed on the grounds here of Caniag Park next to the American flagpole that sits in front of the turf fields that are currently used for this league. The memorial park will consist of a rock with bronze plaque and a walkway with benches. And besides monetary donations to our cause, there will be other opportunities in which donors can express their gratitude for what John did for the game of lacrosse in our community. Again, the GoFundMe page and the pavers you saw there below. Well, welcome back, everyone. We've got dueling mics now joining myself, Dylan Butler, as well as Mike Nelson. We have Mike Hungerford here for games 2 and 3. And in this one, you've got Bullseye Lacrosse in the white and on the red, as they should, the Spartans of Syosset. And Mike Hungerford, as Mike Nelson and I had said, you know, there's nothing like this league anywhere. Year number 44, 45 would have been the case if not for the COVID-19 pandemic. But here we are, the best lacrosse summer league in the world, and certainly happy to bring it to you here on Varsity Media.
How cool is this just to be here? I just said to Coach Nelson over here before, I said to Mike before, it's just being here. It's you know, I come during the summer. I came a couple nights this summer and just poked my head around. But realistically, thinking about the old days of a Dust Bowl and playing, and this was the place, man. You would come down here before there was a pro lacrosse, right? The days before pro lacrosse, the best players in the world could be here on any random night. Come down on a Tuesday night, and you'd see Vinny Sombrato, and you'd see Petro, and all kinds of guys playing.
It was like going to a PLL game, and especially every 4 years, in order to play on a USA team, you had to play club ball, and those guys usually played summer league. So these games are just, over the top. Coach Hungerford played for Murs Pub. That's where all the Farmingdale guys played for. And, with Valley Auto, with Swanica, we had a few good battles back in the day.
Valley Auto. Leo's and Garden City guys, right?
Leo's, yeah.
Everyone had a group,
Park bench and for the Ward Melville guys. And, we talked about the Hicksville guys, the Little Country Pub. So everybody knew each other.
This one will be a fun matchup, guys, because on the one side you've got Bullseye Lacrosse, which you've got guys from all around, right? It's not just one area, but you've got guys who maybe have played, but a lot of guys currently playing collegiate lacrosse. On the other side, listen, you've got Syosset. And, listen, if you played for John Calabria, there's a good chance you're playing in this game right now.
Alex Pazienza is the goaltender for Syosset from Sacred Heart University. And for Bullseye Beverage, number 22 is Bobby Casey from Hofstra.
Yeah, terrific career Bobby Casey had for Hofstra. That is for certain, number 22.
2 breakout alumni right there.
I knew you'd get that in. It wasn't even the opening face-off, Mike Hungerford. I love it. I love it. As we mentioned at the beginning here, we got 2 25-minute running time halves, a short 5-minute break in between. You have an opportunity to get a timeout, but even those timeouts are quick too. So this is a fast-moving championship game. And the white is Bullseye Lacrosse, and in the red is the Spartans of Syosset.
So what we saw in the game before, because the game moves so quick, when you make a couple of mistakes, they come and bite you, real hard right away. So, the team that makes the least amount of mistakes and holds on to the ball, the best will have the better night.
Sure, and you see, obviously, both Syosset guys tend to be a little more heavy with Syosset alumni. But I think with the advent of club lacrosse, Mike, guys meet guys from other schools a little bit more frequently, and you guys you're playing in college with, and you tend to drift a little bit away from just playing with your town guys, right?
Yeah.
I think club has created that, but now you're going to see the rosters in this game, especially for Bullseye, and then the later game that we have in the Open, they're just all different towns are full of guys and all just associations of people, playing together, which is kind of cool in its own way. Very different than what.
But there's a benefit to both, right?
Yep, absolutely.
You love to get back to your high school guys and the kids you grew up with, but you also make new relationships in the schools that you attend and the clubs that you play for.
Face-off one, as we said many times here in the Varsity Media Sports Network, by Luca Accardo. Accardo now at High Point. And that's a college program, certainly. Listen, they play, you want to play a good schedule, High Point's playing all the big boys, certainly where they are located down in Carolina. As Luca Catolo wearing 40, here's Accardo staying on. Bouncer wide of the mark.
Carter will do that. He did it in high school. Senior year, he stayed on and played a little bit and was able to play offense with a face-off stick. Not everybody can do that, but the best guys can. Their stick is strung the right way, and they stay on.
And as you mentioned, this Syosset kind of bringing more of that old school mentality of that team building, where how cool is that got to be, right? Where you played with guys not only in your 4 years of high school, but even before that, right? And youth lacrosse, and now, you go your separate ways after high school, and now you get a chance for the summer to be back together. So
it's funny, the team that we played on, all the guys played together in high school. They ran high school plays. They ran all the man-up plays and the offenses, and, it's similarity, bred success. Sometimes when you don't know each other, that's tough to figure out.
The slide came, and now you can see the ride as well, an aggressive one. Good ground ball scooped up here by Bullseye, and they'll look to go the other way. That was Robert McGee, Penn State guy, St. Anthony's. And now Bullseye, first opportunity on attack.
You come to that 5x5 and some lacrosse, you better be ready for that double team, because it's coming in the summer, that's for sure.
Number one, certainly remember his name as well, Jake Bononi. Got into the portal, played at Michigan, now will play at Notre Dame.
That's a nice switch. Good for him.
Yeah. A few guys that we'll see here in these final two games have gone into the portal, which itself is one of the bigger stories, if not the biggest story in the offseason in collegiate lacrosse.
I'm also noticing a couple of guys that played in the game prior are out there now. Hopefully that's okay, with everybody. Look, I'm all for everybody playing.
Remember those days, now we're like, was he on the roster? Is he on the roster?
And you knew everybody. and you knew everybody's address and their phone number, and you couldn't get away with anything.
And there's the double again. Good ground ball picked up to keep this possession alive for Bullseye. 11 was Joe Jungerkiss. Jungerkiss played at Islip at Princeton now, and the first save is made.
Good save by Pazienza.
That looks like something that you would learn at Breakout for sure.
Listen, speaking of goalies, we had another Syosset great this last game. Had a terrific game for Joey Greco. And now Syosset back on attack. And 8 is one of those guys, just stepped off the field, actually stayed on. Montfort.
Yeah.
Montfort, a Yale guy. Montfort was one of those guys we had to play against him when I was coaching at Farmingdale, and you gain appreciation for certain kids, and you get to like certain kids a little bit differently than others when you play against them. And Montfort was one of those guys I really, really liked to coach against. He was a great kid and very friendly and easy to root for when you're not playing against him.
Quick outlet, and Bullseye will look to push, but an errant pass will go the other way.
I think that was a shot right over the cage. And
did he give it a shot?
The attackman was closer, so they retained possession.
9 up top, another guy we just spoke about, Aiden Denenza.
Look, they're 19, 20 years old. They can handle it. Guys like myself and Coach Hungerford, we could maybe give you 5 minutes, but these guys are doing back-to-back games. More power to them.
Listen, Mike, you're doing 3 games on the mic. That's hard enough.
The third game has to be negotiated still, Dylan.
All right, well, we'll figure that out.
We're going to figure that out, all right?
We'll get the lawyers involved. I know you're a big fan of Bullseye Beverage, so we can maybe see if we can get something there for you.
I am now.
What's definitely different about the players now, what you see in the field right now, is that they all play club, and in club in most tournaments you're playing 3 games in one day, shortened games, but you play 3 in one day. If your team's really good, you may be playing 4 and 3 or 4 the next day. So, very
Tenenza.
And a lot of them are specialized, right? So they're offensive players only. They get to come out there. It's not like they're running up and down as midfielders.
Guys, take a look at this one again as Aiden Denenza gets it. Love what he did with his defender here. Watch him go one-on-one. Just kind of turns him in and out, right? Another fake. And nice and easy.
It's almost unfair what he did to that D-Mitty.
A great shot fake on the pole was kind of like squeezing him in a little bit, but he got right underneath him, keeping it in his right hand.
Back to the face-off X dueling number 1s. And this one goes as our first flag is thrown. This will be against Bullseye, so man up opportunity for Syosset.
I'm not sure. I wasn't here for the first game. I apologize, but I'm not sure how many flags were thrown in the first game. But generally speaking, in the summer, it's pretty tough to get a flag. You gotta earn it.
Yeah, they like to let him play, right?
Sure.
Mr. Tuttle, had to take control of the game once or twice, and but other than that, it was a pretty good game.
Accardo slings it behind. It's pretty cool too for the Accardos, right? You've got Nicholas Accardo. He's at Stevens Tech, and Luca, brothers, teammates again, as the ball went on the carpet, and that's why you get the whistle. And I'll have our first infraction here. I think this should be a slash. Let's see across the way.
So man-up opportunity here for Syosset, right? So let's see a familiarity, and maybe they run something that they ran in high school. That they know each other a little better.
You know their plays better than most, Mike. What are we looking at here?
Or they'll just go to the spots they're familiar with, right? I played a low left, I played a top right, which is something also be part of it. They're coming out in pretty basic 3-3 sets. They stay in it and try to manipulate it, or they, roll into something else.
Everybody starts in a 3-3 in the summertime, right?
Sure.
There's Monfort up to Nicholas Accardo. Gets it back off the end of his stick, and that'll be a turnover.
What's that one on the lights?
That's a tough way to start the game on a man-up.
So Bullseye, I think there's another 30 on their man down.
Trying to get a double here a little bit. Chase it around and probably call a turnover.
The interesting thing here, too, roster-wise, you get, in addition to guys, as Mike said, playing on multiple teams, and you get some multiple numbers here. On our roster for Bullseye, we got a couple zeros, a couple tens, so we'll try to work that out as we go along.
That's the nature of summer, right?
Yeah.
In fact, you got rosters to start with is a pretty amazing feat in itself.
Right.
We're going to give some credit for having a roster.
Well, I think the last one came through about 11:40 last night in my email. So
John Pappas did his very best to shake us down for rosters. It just never worked. So Brendan Wallace is doing a better job at that for now.
Low shot. I think it got blocked in front.
He would shake you down for money and rosters.
You used to have to meet him over at the Bethpage PAL building, and and if you didn't walk in with your feed, and he didn't want to see you.
Bonomi. Looks like he doesn't have the Notre Dame lid just yet, right? Good defense. Nice takeaway. A little bit helter-skelter right now. Syosset with the ball. Well, I think they'll continue with the ball. There's Monfort.
Even though, they're sharing players and some guys are pulling double duty, it's not like they're, overtaking a game and dominating. It's still even game, so it's all good.
And I think what's kind of cool too, Mike, is you've got that for both sides, right?
Yeah.
You've got Denenza, and there's a goal for Syosset to even things up.
Yep. And they kind of even out, with the doubling up of players, and it just makes the game better.
Good job turning the corner right there, finishing.
Get you that goal scorer in a moment. Face-off win for Accardo. Danny Garone with the goal. Oh, nice save by Casey.
Got that one.
Yeah.
That's a nice save right there.
Casey, a busy boy at Hofstra during his time there. Wantagh guy, started 31 of 32 games in his college career. Listen, 50% save percentage for the Pride.
Sure, he played some valuable minutes over there for Hofstra. I know they're really happy with his play over his career.
1-1 the score here inside final 15 minutes. Strong move to the cage. Nice save on this side. Woo. Keep going. Listen, you make those moves.
You teach that at breakout, Coach?
we do not, but I'll tell you, but Pazienza is a really good athlete in the goalie position.
Sure.
And he's well put together. He's a little different than what people see and expect from most goalies.
Yeah, he's athletic and tough. Not like us.
Stay in that circle. Stay in that circle.
It's a different game, right?
Absolutely.
Syosset, and so many of these guys, too. Guys, you talk about some of the great Syosset teams and championship teams, and they were big parts of that, as well as this guy right here, Montfort, an All-American for Sio. Ball to flex. No Mac O'Keefe on the day, but he's a little bit busy right now.
This guy's a load coming down.
Good ground ball with the one hand on the outside hand, left-handed.
And a flag. You have offside here, maybe?
Might have too many there. Might be 7. Yep, looks like they're offsides. There's only 2 over here. I don't think the mid-light sub-game is really going real well here in Summer League, so we'll see.
Younger Kiss, hands off.
You go. No, you go.
Free possession. And that shot over the cage, and we'll have that penalty. 32nd offside.
Well, each team with a man-up attempt now. We'll see what the Bullseye guys can do with their chance.
On the Bullseye roster, although I don't think we see him out here, and listen, it's understandable if he's not, is big Brennan O'Neill. I think he was pretty busy this summer, right?
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Winning the gold medal. Yeah, I mean, talk about that for the trifecta, right? You play in the national championship game, you win the Tewaaraton Award, you win a gold medal for Team USA as the only collegiate player, and then you battle here with some of your boys for a Summer League title as well.
But I bet you he'd have the most fun here, though.
100%.
Right, if he was here.
Good look by Denenza inside, just couldn't finish it off the man up.
And Mike, we saw a pretty cool ACC combination, Mike Hungerford, in that first matchup with Denenza and Leo kind of playing off each other. A nice 2-man game.
Two high-level, ACC middies right there. Denenza's played a lot of minutes, ton of minutes at Duke in his time there. And,
first midfield guy.
Yeah, first midfield guy, and Leo got there, and he's been tremendous since he got there. He's played all the time, so good for him.
Possession stays here with Bullseye as we're inside the final 11 minutes of this first half. Again, 2 25-minute running clock halves. And a low-scoring affair, as we had in the first one. Switching to his left, and ends a nice save.
Nice save.
Gotta like it there, Mike. No rebound, right? Rebound control.
And he looks right up. He didn't throw the ball away. He was smart with the ball and throw it out to the side.
So the Syosset, or the former Syosset goalies showing out. First it was Greco in the first one, and we're seeing it as well here in the first half by Pazienza. Actually, so I apologize, Pazienza, St. Anthony's guy.
Sure.
So he's part of the Syosset boys here, but a former Friar.
Quality high gun right there.
And there is another flag right on that move from X. So Bullseye will go down a man.
Called the slash there. Keeping this one a little tight with the stick swinging.
So Syosset, another man up opportunity here.
First time they had, they kind of threw it away, right? Went off a stick. I think they might have lost it in the whites a little bit, and ball got thrown away. See what they can do better. If they can do a little better on this opportunity.
There's Accardo up top. Plays catch a little bit. And there's the goal. So wasting no time, Syosset takes the lead.
That might have been a little unexpected on the part of the goalie. I mean, it was a really good shot, but the defenseman didn't pick him up. I think the goalie was looking for a pass inside and just late reacting.
From pretty deep. From Watteau Parkway. Exit lane, right-hand lane, bang.
Time and space for Luca Catolo. Currently at Quinnipiac. So that man-up goal makes it 2-1 for Syosset.
I bet Brendan Wallace is real happy with the way the championship games have gone so far. When you run a league and the games are fairly even, you can't ask for anything more than that. It just shows you're doing something right.
Load high there by Catolo, looking for two quick ones.
That's a big advent. You see off the face-off there, right? With Carter winning that face-off with the old fast break, the old L. He's kind of going, not really being run much anymore. It's kind of turned into like a fading V, right? With that righty or lefty attackman shooting that's almost a step away shot, which if you can't shoot that shot as a righty or lefty attackman now, you almost can't play in those situations because there's so rarely a true fast break, right? You got to get rid of it.
They want to get the goalie moving, from the middle of the cage to the pipe and try to beat him there. And, I agree with what you're saying. It's just, that's the way that the fast break is now. But
everyone's hedging. No one's really rotating hard so much, especially with the face-off guy with that head, the way it is in the stick, Try to hedge and snap back.
Catolo, more time and space.
They're definitely trying him high. That's for sure.
He also saw the Mack truck coming his way. Possession stays with Syosset.
Bullseye guys have big people.
Yeah.
Catolo. Accardo goes low and sneaks it in.
Good reaction. Got a piece of that. Just a little bit late.
He got down on it pretty good. He just got a little piece of it and it trickled by him.
They all count, right, guys?
They all count no matter how they go. Get your name in the paper. It doesn't matter how you got there, right? They don't know if you hockeyed it in or you had the game winner from 12 with 8 seconds left.
It all counts.
They all count.
And as the years go past, you can lie a little bit more about it and make it sound better, right?
The older I get, the better I was. There it is.
Accardo at High Point, guys, appeared in 18 games as a true freshman. Got his feet wet a little bit, playing some high-level Division I competition. Of course, two-time All-American at Syosset. Gives the Spartans a 3-1 lead.
It's some hustle right there.
Yeah, that's a weight room right there, too.
Right into your living room.
Speaking of officials, Mr. Schroeder is here. Again, another high-level quality official.
He has a little bit of a Matt Palin look about him, doesn't
A
he?
little
Like
bit.
a little bit of Matt Palin
Long and
look.
lean. Right?
Long and lean.
Yeah.
So Dom Pryor a moment ago, 22 for Bullseye.
Hungy, we were talking during the first game about like the level of officials that John Pappas would bring, and it brings respectability to the league right away. You know, you don't have rookie officials or guys that don't know what they're doing. They always had the best refs.
Good save by Casey. We go the other way.
Sure, I think that brings a lot of credibility. Guys going out in the parking lot after the game not feeling like that was maybe a reason why you didn't win or the game was played refed a certain way. Those guys brought credibility. And
So you weren't going to argue or complain to Al Blau or Ed Schreiber or guys like that, you know?
Dawson Riley bringing it, former Manhasset guy, now at Bryant. Didn't play as a true freshman at Bryant, but look at this, good ball movement, and he catch the goalie out, and Riley makes him pay.
That's what Riley could do in high school. It's good to see him playing. I know he had gotten hurt at the end of his senior year at Manhasset, and it's good to see him back now playing. He can sting the corner right there.
Played 3 years at Set, an All-American honorable mention in 2022 as a team captain. Led them, of course, to the state championship.
Hey, and that's another great thing about Summer League. I mean, you get an opportunity to play and get back in your game, and
should get some reps you might have missed when you weren't really playing.
Sure.
There's Nicholas Accardo backing it up as we're inside the final 4 minutes. Tight game, 3-2. The lead for Syosset. This is the advanced championship game here as part of the Kaniag Summer League Championship Thursday.
I think this half they've been kind of feeling each other out a little bit. Pace has been kind of, I would say, mid or moderate, right? I think as it gets in the second half, the pace is going to pick up a little bit,
For sure.
We'll get you a roster situation in a minute for Syosset. Good move to the cage, and Riley again.
See how Riley is so adept at running through that check, right?
Yeah.
That approach, maybe not the sharpest approach, and he just runs through that check.
But he set it up really well. Right?
Really well, yeah.
So back to back for Dawson Riley, and you take another look, guys.
That was some pace right there. We had a little fast break on set situation. He drives the check, right? We had pace going right there. Like, let's get that going.
I was going to say, is we have 2 1s for Syosset. We saw Accardo wearing, I think, the black one, as there he is on the face-off X. But there was a white number 1. We'll get that guy for you because he did score earlier. Here's Denenza, high step in it. He's got his matchup now with, it's like Catolo behind the cage.
Really quiet on the field. You hear a lot of communication at all? Or?
No, not really too much. Not really kind of like guys.
We heard different communication in the first one. That is for sure. Denenza, oh, good save. That was Fryer on Fryer, alum.
He's working that BTB.
Yes.
Oh, I will remind him, though, he's 0 for 2 on that right now. But Alex will get a laugh when he hears that.
He's having fun.
That's the most
sure, you haven't. That's exactly
important thing, right?
I think that's a big part of this, is being here in Summer League. You want to play and compete, but you want to have some fun, because I think right now at the NCAA level, it's a full-time job in college.
Oh, sure.
Fall ball and off-season, and then even now they have, when fall ball ends, they have so many hours a week they can do other team activities, and it's a workload, you're there, and you're a student-athlete in the truest sense of the word in college,
This is such a great way to end your lacrosse season, playing for fun and playing with your friends and hanging out afterwards, and
sure.
That was always the best part about this.
Catolo bouncer wide. We're inside the final minute 20 of this first half. Getting inside track, denying it though is Casey, getting high.
Got underneath there, Casey smashed his stick. Ooh. Oh boy.
That was DeStefani for Sayo.
Good job laying off right there.
And years ago, that would have been a legal check. You could have an open field hit like that, and we looked for that, but you can't do that anymore.
You could hear the stick checks, and I love what Riley's bringing. I think you get some of that from Coach Cromwell, right? If you're one of those attackmen, you are going to battle as we have a timeout here with 40 seconds left.
He's motorized Raleigh right now. He's got some gas in the tank right now for sure.
Quality opening half here, guys.
I'm loving the level of competition. I mean, you know, it's another good game, and like you said, like Coach Hunker said, it's almost like a chess match right now. And
timeouts are quick here in Caniac.
Everything is. No bathroom breaks here on a timeout, or even at halftime, right? You gotta run yourself to the bathroom here. 5 minutes in between in between halves, I should say.
Mr. Schroeder blew that whistle. He's trying to get somewhere. I think.
Well, Mike Nelson here told us all about kind of where you go and what you do after these games, at least
the way it
was.
Used to be.
Yes.
Right.
So chance here for Bullseye, tied at 3. Perhaps final possession of this first half. Maybe they take a 1-goal lead. Or maybe they don't, as there's an errant pass. Great hustle. And this is Syosset ball.
Selling out right there.
Big time.
Superman and out. I love it.
Although you might not have time here. 7 seconds. Pazienza went a little bit too quick, and as a result, the first half will come to a close. Fun one, guys. 3-3 the score. Bullseye and Syosset here in the Advanced Championship game. We'll take a quick break here. It's halftime here of Championship Game 2 of 3, all part of the Caniag Summer League right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/varsity media. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube.
Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
No matter when and where I'm training, I know that if I'm going to get better, I have to trust the Pearl X Lacrosse ball. It's the most consistent ball on the market, it's reliable, and it's greaseless, so you know you're always getting the best reps and you're not wasting a rep.
Did you just have the best athletic year of your life? And now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team of your dream school. We'll provide music, spot shadow effects, and a link to send to your next coach. Contact us today for more information. Don't rely on word of mouth or cold emails. Let Varsity Media help you take your game to the next level.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050, or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Hi, my name is Kevin Winkoff, Cold Spring Harbor, class of 2018. currently a graduate student at Penn State.
Kevin Winkoff coming in, and he scores!
And you're watching Varsity Media.
Welcome back to Kaniag Park here in the heart of Hicksville. It is the Kaniag Summer League halftime here of the Advanced Championship game, where Bullseye and the Syosset Spartans are tied at 3. Dylan Butler, Mike Nelson, Mike Hungerford here. We want to remind you folks as well of the John Pappas Memorial GoFundMe. This is a memorial that is going to be placed on the grounds here at Kaniag Park next to the American flagpole that sits in front of the turf fields currently used for this league. The memorial park will consist of a rock with a bronze plaque and a walkway with benches, and besides monetary donations to the cause, there will be other opportunities in which donors can express their gratitude for what John did for the game of lacrosse in our community. If it was not, guys, for a John Pappas, there would not be a Kaniag Summer League. Obviously now in year number 44, but John Pappas is so integral in getting this started.
I think that if anybody deserved recognition like that for what he's done for the game, I think it's John Pappas. Like I said before, if there was such a thing as a Mount Rushmore of lacrosse, he'd certainly be under consideration as one of those guys.
He's one of those contributors, builders type of guys. You know, he played at Freeport High School.
Yes.
In the 50s, and you know, was a great player himself, and came back, coached at Syosset High School for many years, then became the AD at Syosset High School.
He was involved in like every aspect of the game. He was the general manager of the Long Island Stations of the first pro league that lasted 3 games, and you know, but
you got your check though.
I have checks at home still that were not good. I probably would have spent them the next day anyway, but they make a better story. But John delivered the checks, you know, right to my doorstep, and I won't forget that.
Yeah, before there were lizards and before the PLL, that was the origins.
That's another story for another time. But it's a pretty interesting, good story.
There's some good stories attached to that.
Yeah,
yes, there are.
Good lacrosse, good guys involved. There again, came from here.
So Syosset, 3-3 the score. You like the move there a moment, but
kind
you
of
see the help coming in.
Real estate a little bit. Rams have a room a little bit. I think in summer league, that's one of the things you got to, to play good offense. You just got to be able to work with guys, off the cuff and just figure it out and just play off each other and move, and not stand still too much.
That's so much of what this sport is anyway, right? There's Daniel Garone. He's got a goal in the first half. At Binghamton, an Ohio State transfer. So many of your former guys, the Dalers up at Binghamton.
Sure, my guys like it up there. It's a good. They've got something building going really good right there. Coach McEwen up there getting something really good going, and good place.
Looks like
multiple
was covered
flags
by one of his college teammates right there.
So a man down here for Bullseye. Another opportunity for Syosset. They wasted little time on their last man up to get the goal.
Couple guys coming off. I'm not sure which one it's on.
So how many do we have here? Is it a 6-on-4? Looks to be it, right?
So we say there were 2 fouls in the play. Good opportunity here for the Syosset guys to get 1 6-on-4 in a summer league situation.
But it's an interesting roster, too, for Syosset. You got a lot of guys, Mike Hungerford, Mike Nelson, and I said in this first half, there's always a place somewhere for you to play lacrosse on the next level, and low shot wide of the mark by Accardo. But a lot of these Syosset guys also play in that collegiate club lacrosse as well at different parts, whether it's Miami or Wisconsin or other places.
Yeah, it's no joke now, club ball at the college level, They're getting good education, they're having fun. It's not so much of a commitment as say, a Division I team would be, but they're playing against the same type of guys.
Sure, it's quite a bit of fundraising involved, where they get some coaching, and they get guys pay the coach, and it's taken pretty seriously. And
South Carolina,
I'm pretty impressed about it. Where it's gotten to.
It's something that a kid looking to go to school now should definitely consider.
So now Bullseye off of that man down opportunity, now look to see if they can take
So
the lead.
Instead of doubling right now, they're just trying to pressure the ball and press out and leave a free slide guy. And we'll see if Bullseye can manage it. Got one guy now.
A smart play.
Got Joe Trezza, part of this Bullseye team now in the coaching ranks, right? Part of the Julian Watts staff at Huntington.
When you have a good summer league team, you always got a couple guys that are sort of like the player coach guys a little bit. They play, but they have coaching experience, and I think you see that a lot in the PLL right now with a whole bunch of guys playing who have coaching experience, and they get in those huddles you look at, and they're talking their way through things, and pretty interesting.
Are you trying to talk your way now into one of these games?
Definitely not. I have way too much going on to want to do this too.
You went the broadcasting route.
Dylan,
old
goalies, when they're done, they have no desire to get back.
That's it. Out to pasture.
Happy to be here.
I saw a picture, Mike, of up at Lake Placid, one of your old opponents from Farmingdale, John Neslonsky, still playing for the Patriot guys at 50.
John was playing attack. The goalie playing attack. He didn't want to.
He was an athlete.
Yeah,
he was
absolutely.
a quarterback in high school and played at Rutgers.
Billy played.
And he's in your Mount Rushmore of Daler goalies.
He is. Well, 800 saves in high school.
Wow.
That's it. People shot. The game was played a little differently then. It was different.
Oh, sure.
More up and down and different pace of play. But
the skill level is higher now.
800 saves. I don't care.
Sure.
I don't care how you make them. But I saw a picture of him playing. He's got to be 5 years. He's got to be almost 60.
He's my age, so he's 59, 60. Yeah. Yep. I guess I just gave that away.
We're not live. It's okay, Mike.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's another man up here for Syosset as Catolo. What a career he had. Multi-sport guy, right? Terrific wide receiver.
Terrific.
Oh.
Great high school football. You want that guy on your high school football team every year.
Absolutely.
Tremendous high school football player.
Now he's up at Quinnipiac, doing his thing there.
I don't know if Quinnipiac guys make like flag football team or something, he's your first round draft pick right there.
How about Joe Buetti as well? Part of that great combination. He and A.J. Alexander a couple years ago for Syosset. Buetti at Marist. There he is. Shot from distance by Catolo.
Yeah, some of these Syosset guys graduated in 2021, coming out of the pandemic year. They beat my team in the final.
Yep.
Played really well that night and beat us. And then they got a great game in the Long Island Championship. And just Northport got him by a goal at the end of the game. And I think it was 13-12 or 14-13 was something like that was the score. Pretty high scoring game.
Buetti as a senior, 45 points.
They're part of a really good team for Syosset. Coming out of the pandemic, played late into June.
Two-time all-county player and had 111 points. You mentioned the pandemic. It's funny, I was doing some homework for these games and looking at O'Neill's numbers. It's remarkable to think he missed his senior year because of the pandemic, right? The number, I mean, obviously he started at Bayshore, so it was going to be, he had 4 years anyway, but that would have been a 5-year career. Those numbers would have been astronomical.
Well, just think that those guys didn't play their senior year, but they didn't get a maybe in the
extra year out of it, like you do.
But they got the extra year out of it. They kind of got
right.
the double hit,
Double whammy, yeah.
They called him in the crease there, or was a legal screen?
I didn't see a symbol. I don't know what he called.
And the modern officiating, trying to get that game started fast. Sometimes the hand signals go out of the way to get the ball back and play quick.
As Mike Nelson said in the first game, Mike, it's important for those guys as well, right? Get a run out as these officials. High-level games, stay sharp.
They want to get it right. They want the game to play a certain way. They want to be seen and not heard, and at the game and let the game play out as long as it's played the right way.
Nice fake overhand shot. It was affected on its way there. No backup. I think we still have Casey, right? And do we have Pazienza on the other side still? So this one close to the
Same
vest,
goalies.
3-3.
Denenza with the easy run out.
You knew that by the helmet, didn't you?
And that's 6'4", right?
Yeah, that helps too. And being 6'4", able to catch that high pass.
So many of the guys that play at the ACC level, the Big Ten schools, just look different than other
It's a
guys. They're just
prototype.
different
You know,
looking people,
that's
you
what
know.
they look for. A nice stop. Yeah, if you're not, 6'3", 6'4", can't run like a deer, you're just not going to get a look from ACC.
In the midfield, definitely not.
Yep.
Definitely not.
Catolo catching that one like he did, as we mentioned, on the football field. Gets it to Accardo.
If you're not that size, Mike, you have to have some attributes, some like my Andrew McAdoo of quickness or
Sure,
something. Like
yeah.
you have to have some other great attribute. You
But
know?
even so, they moved him to attack
He
probably
moved to
because he just
attack, yep.
didn't have the size.
Yeah, that was an interesting one as well, right? Because he was so, in high school, we saw
Just a
so
player.
effective out of the box as well.
He's just a player. He can play anywhere. You know, how much of lacrosse has become positionless almost,
Yeah.
right? Guy playing up top, behind.
But I think just getting him on his horse out of the box, I think he was such a threat for St. Anthony's. And but as you mentioned, right, Coach Stanowski had a lot of options there among that.
Be interesting to see this year. They got a really good transfer, Duke, and that guy played Josh Sawada from Michigan.
Michigan
who's an
all-time leading
attack,
scorer,
yeah,
right?
and he's you see how they make the attack with almost everybody back there, you know, and bringing in some of those guys, how they fit it in. If anyone can figure it out, usually it's Coach Janowski's pretty good in the staff.
Yeah, I would say
him and
so.
his son Matt, Ron Caputo, and they're pretty good at figuring out who goes where, right?
Also pretty
one of their
scary to
things.
think who's returning for them as well, right?
Sure.
I mean, this guy is Denenza.
Like both of these goalies are seeing the ball well. They're both keeping their teams in the game. It's become a battle between those two guys now.
Pazienza's on it.
Very active.
There's Riley, a couple first half goals for him.
Probably keep this matchup. You got the short stick now, right?
I like the lid as well, guys. I was a little disappointed Leo didn't come with that silver sparkly one, right, that we saw Syracuse roll out. I think they did here at Hofstra.
Taking that lefty alley right now. Yep. Kind of pre-slid to him though. There's somebody open somewhere.
Even just watching the ball get out of Denenza's stick is something different, and there is a low to high shot, and Bullseye takes the lead.
Well, deception right there. Mike makes a wall in the goalie right there, low to high, shooting around with the defender.
Change your levels. That's what you try to teach kids at a young age. When they're going low to low or high to high, that's real easy to stop.
So again, guys, we have 2-0, so pick your poison here, whether it was Matt Malavy or Joe Trezza here with the 0, but either or, it's a 4-3 lead here for Bullseye.
Malavi, the former Shore and Wading River player. Am I correct on that? Malavi?
Yes,
Yep.
95 points as well for Hofstra. There you go. That was the goal scorer.
Malavi.
So before there was a Xavier Arline and a Chris Gray, you had Matt Malave doing his thing, and also a multi-sport guy as well. Lettered in lacrosse, basketball, winter track, golf. Although I'm not sure if I'm going to give him too much credit for the golf letter. That's the easy one.
The golf's the life skill sport, though, right? You know,
Yes, 100%. All County as a senior, 27 goals and 17 assists. Step down shot and another nice save.
Fought that off really
by
well.
Casey.
He fought that one
Yeah,
over.
he was in
Look at this.
self-defense mode a little bit.
Unsettled. And a little bit too high there. I think that was Trezza. We got our guys figured out now, 0 and 0-0.
I think that was Scuderi coming out with the ball, big number 19, right? Christian Scuderi. Played it at Hofstra in the heyday of West Islip Lacrosse. Christian, and then with a New York Tech to Hofstra player, and he was a tremendous
He's just
defender.
a big athletic guy.
He was a 2-time collegiate All-American at Tech before he transferred to Hofstra. Played 3 years of lacrosse football at West Islip.
And that was the
State championship in 06,
the heyday of West Iowa Lacrosse right there.
And when Scotty Craig had that engine going there for a few years.
Someone the other day asked me about the West Islip thing, and they said my take on it was pretty simple. They were so good for that span of time in that 2000s period from about '04 to about 12, where they made you forget about a school called Ward Melville a little bit.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
and they had some great games with Melville, but in some ways you made them forget about them a little bit. And that's not disrespect to Melville. That's saying because Melville's the team in Suffolk, in Class A since the early 70s, mid 70s, and West Islip was so good, it was like they became that, and that's impressive in itself.
And then it was interesting too, right? Because as soon as West Islip wasn't that team, Ward Melville was that team again. Like they just
looking at a list that they provide now, like on the at the LCA, right? They have the list of who won these years, and then it would be Ward Melville, then West Islip.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they made Ward Melville seem sort of ordinary in terms of it, and that's such a compliment to Melville too, because
they were still dominant, Ward Melville.
Sure,
right?
Beat everybody else.
Guys, both goalies are really standing on their heads here.
Yeah, Malave with that shot, flag down. See what we got there. Behind the play.
I'll tell you what, that flag down killed the play, but that loose ball, if that I thought failed clear, might have been something right there, but. It's definitely a flag.
I just want to repeat something that we said before, and give credit here. Both goalies are products of breakout goaltending. So if anybody's interested, it's contact Coach Hungerford. Proof is in the pudding, right?
Tim O'Meara, Brian Soap of it. The brain power behind.
Oh, Soap is the behind the back pass. Is he that where they get that from?
He runs that drill. No, he's not the behind the back pass. He's got some great drills on Coach Soap. He's a goalie savant. The Whisperer.
Another man up here. Good job getting in on Accardo's hands.
The goalies in the next game are the same thing.
44, by the way. We didn't mention, right? Logan Denenza. Big bro.
Yeah.
Played at Hofstra after transferring from UMass. Syosset looking to equalize. He had a nice pass to Casey again.
Another one Casey fought off.
You like the change of angles there for Accardo. Looks to bounce it, but Casey again stepping up. A Wantagh guy. Stayed on the turnpike.
Oh.
And that one is getting in as Syosset has tied this one up at 4.
He had a great knockdown in there by number 21, Paolo Capucciati. We'll throw him a little ball.
I heard of that guy.
Farmingdale guy who went to Binghamton and didn't play his freshman year, but moved to Longstick Midi. Has played a tremendous amount of minutes for them and just could come up with that grounder. And Syosset turns into a goal.
What's his name again?
Paolo Capucciati.
Just wanted to give you that opportunity.
Fine Italian young man.
But he another great story as well, right? And you stay around the team and you find your spot and you take advantage. Push on the face-off, so Syosset gets the ball. And what a job Capucciati did with that long pole.
Sure, had a great season, scored a few goals, and part of that resurgence program they have going there. Great school academically, Binghamton Business Program, and the university. They did a lot of building there, construction, and really up the look of the university, and definitely heading in the right direction.
Listen, for the blue collar guys coming from the Dalers and other schools here, it's a nice fit. A blue collar program in Binghamton. 4-4 inside the final 8 minutes. Garone into the teeth of the D. Ball on the carpet. Here comes Bullseye.
That's a ground ball right there.
Yes, it is. That's a big-time play right there. That's the pole that wants to shoot, too.
And this one's coming right at us. Which one of you guys making that save?
Unfortunate turnover there for Bullseye. They came out of it and they had good numbers. They really couldn't get anything out of an extra man they had. That situation, they turned the ball over.
There's Nico Accardo. Good feed, BTB. And Syosset takes the lead. 22 in your program. DeStefani. Playing right now at South Carolina. Watch it again, guys.
South Carolina is another club team, right? And they have, from what I understand, 80 to 90 kids try out just for the club team, and they're cutting as a club team.
It's
They're cutting,
tremendous.
40 guys. That's a big numbers.
Sure. I know in that
Big
area,
face-off for
in South
Ricardo.
Carolina, the high school lacrosse is expanding there quickly too.
Yep, big time.
So Syosset, a 5-4 lead. With the ball, 6:15 left.
The
Oh, it's on the carpet.
The way Pazienza's playing, both goalies are playing great, but the way Pazienza's playing for the Syosset guys, if they get another one here to get up by 2, that might be enough. It might be.
Balanced scoring as well for Syosset. Nobody with multiple goals. But this guy's been a part of everything, right? As we saw on the high school level, Luca Accardo. I'm not sure if he's staying on at High Point, but did it at Syosset, doing it here as well in the Kaniag Summer League. Casey, good rebound control as well. Had that in on a stick, made sure he held on to it. Gives Bullseye a chance now. Don't look now, guys, but this one's coming down to the wire, it seems. That was terrific work. Syosset gets the turnover, and a big one at that. Flag thrown.
Offsides.
As well. Here's Buetti. And as a result, why not throw the extra guy?
He wasn't over by a lot, but he was over. We were standing right in front of us, right? He was over by a little bit.
Now this is interesting here. Syosset could milk some of the clock, right? Up 5-4. Delayed penalty. As long as that ball stays off the carpet, they're good.
Sure, they have the extra player down there now, the 7th guy. They're probably going to have to get after it a little bit and try to make this start to happen a little bit.
DiStefani, the fake, look out. Still with
Nice
it.
stop.
Yeah, Casey the save. Somehow DiStefani snuck himself through all those big long poles.
Gets it in tight and kind of squeezes through, right?
Programming reminder, we've got the Open final coming up. Fleasters and Hot Soup.
Fleasters run by a gentleman named Billy Redmond, who's an old friend of ours. And you want to talk about Mount Rushmore? Billy Redmond's another guy to be considered for that. The amount of work that he's done for Long Island lacrosse.
Sure, Mike, you're very involved in the Metro Foundation. And Mike, the president of Metro Foundation, has given so much to the game. These guys give so much to the game. And Billy Redmond's been doing it for decades as well, giving so much back and giving kids an opportunity to play and be involved in it and stuff.
Sure.
And someone's got to be that guy for this all to happen, right?
And
he's
you
one of
hear,
those people.
you hear the name Fleasters, that's another team that's been around forever and ever, all Uniondale guys. And
Big one there, guys, for
Older
Luca
guys.
Accardo, his second.
That's your 2-goal lead right there.
That is your 2-goal lead. Watch it again.
So now you have your multiple goal scorer. You got a Carter with 2, right?
Yep.
Inside, just catching it, overhand in the low corner.
Pass by Garone. So Garone with 1-1 now, and you get the face-off win as well. That's where, and you saw that firsthand, Mike, at Farmingdale. That's where Accardo is so dangerous, right? Because he can kill you by scoring the goals, setting things up, and then also then winning the next face-off. That next face-off after the goal is so critical.
Make it, take it, right? Controlling tempo is so critical.
So up by 2. Syosset in full control right now. Garone trying the one-hander.
Another spot, Mike, where the game's changed, right? In terms of it's technology and the ability to play where, takeaway guys nowadays, in the old days, the takeaway guy would just lock everybody off and there'd be somebody, your Pat McCabe, your Petramala guys, your Gagliardi type guys would just be taking the ball away.
You can't do that anymore. All your best, strongest checks are just not dislodging the ball at all.
Too much.
Yeah, and you're creating opportunities for the other team now.
Now we're seeing Casey come out of his crease as that extra defender inside the final 2 minutes, and now the stall warning is on as well, so they got to keep it in the box, does Syosset. And there's a Cardo moving screen is called. So an opportunity now for Bullseye, guys.
There needs to be a little urgency here. You know, they're running out of time. Look straight up.
Younger Kiss calling for the ball, gets it. Here comes Bullseye.
He's got a shorty. Maybe you got to get to the rack here as fast as you can.
Denenza using all of that frame to catch that one, but interception on the far side. A huge one for Syosset.
And
but
another
then
bad mistake here.
Throw the ball away.
Stop time under 2 minutes, right? I believe they have a stop time now. So the only time the clock will be stopping.
Denenza calling for it. But again, unable to get the clear.
They had the stretch midi on this side. They just didn't see it. And they threw it to the pole and turned it over.
And there you see,
So
nice and easy for Buetti.
I think the white flag has been thrown in now.
Yeah, the lady singing, the towel's been waved. All those things are in effect right now, I believe.
You see it again, guys?
Easy one. One-on-one with Casey.
I think thoughts are starting to drift towards where the Bullseye beverage truck is now. You know, to get the game almost over. And
so Cardo, another face-off. And now we just kind of go four corners here and milk out the rest of this clock. An impressive win for Syosset. And guys, they'll have the MVP and we'll have that interview post-game. We don't have a vote here, but to me, I think Luca Cardo had his fingerprints all over this one.
I think he's pretty good there. Pazienza as well. Mike's pointing to Pazienza. I agree with him. Pazienza had a great game in goal.
I figured you goalies would do that. No, but you're right. He was.
that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
You know?
Representing.
And that'll do it.
No, you're right, Dylan. You know, Accardo had a great game, but Pazienza was, altering shots, and, he made the other team hesitate a little bit, and I think he really dominated down his end. So
Syosset celebrates the Advanced Championship title. They win this one 7-4 over Bullseye. Fun one, right, guys?
Sure, back and forth, nip and tuck to the very end. Nip and tuck to the very end. Guys played hard.
The signature of Caniac Park lacrosse. It's just, they're all battles and all competitive.
So we'll see the Syosset guys as we did in that opener. We'll have put on some T-shirts, championship T-shirts, championship picture, trophy, all that fun stuff that comes with winning this title. And as I mentioned, Mike Hungerford, as I mentioned to Mike Nelson, this is not easy. You're playing the entire summer against really good competition.
Yeah, there aren't too many bad teams.
No.
A lot of teams full of all kinds of great guys. Okay. Johnny Hubie here representing Hot Soup, getting ready. But there's no bad teams, Everyone's got guys. Everyone's got a few guys in the team, and it shows up that night and plays. And,
absolutely.
One thing they did a great job of in the league, I thought this year, was they put a lot of the results on social media, on Instagram, and you're able to follow along. Sometimes, Caniac was a bit of a mystery. Sometimes.
Well, that's a draw for some of these kids now too. Right. That's what it's all about for them, and that'll bring them on.
But it was great for a guy like me to look on there and see who won and who's winning.
Oh, sure.
And MVP of games and stuff. So it was cool.
So I think we're going to have interviews with two guys. So I think we were both right, fellas. It's going to be Accardo and Pazienza. So as a result, when they come over here on set, we'll need both of your headsets for these interviews. And there you see the celebration. Some cider, perhaps.
Yep. I see the next two teams are starting to get get their act together. I see my old friend Hugh Kelleher out from Cornell, getting ready to play for Fleesters.
Yeah, big Hugh.
Yep.
I can't wait to see that. He is a downhill
large
machine, fun to
human
watch.
being. Yes.
Oh yeah, he plays the game in a very fun and exciting way to watch play if you're a fan.
Playing with the big red up there. A few different guys on these rosters as well, like Jack Cascadden as well, another large human being at the Face-Off X, and we will see those guys. We'll see that coming up though, as I think we'll get ready for some interviews here.
Got a few Flatley Award winners. Mr. Nelson's Mike Nelson's old high school coach. Tom Flatley, the Flatley Award, and you have Cascadden was a Flatley Award winner, and so was Hugh Kelleher.
Yeah.
So they're in the house tonight in memory of Coach Flatley. It's an awesome thing.
Hot soup going for the three-peat here in the Open Division. And Mike Nelson, you mentioned some of the fun rivalries as well, and there's been a fun one here between these two teams, these two programs as well. You could even see it, like you mentioned, a little bit on social media, on Instagram, some fun going back and forth between these two.
There are always programs that stay together and they kind of, see each other every year. We used to run an event called the Greenport Lacrosse Tournament, and most of these teams would come out and play, and, some of the rivalries have carried over and have gone on for years.
Good. Redmond's got Billy's got the Fleet's guy still going. It's awesome.
Yep.
Good for him.
Yep.
We need to bring Harvey's back.
The Port Washington guys for Harvey's Lacrosse Club, and
how cool was that?
Yeah,
right? That's awesome.
I played for Harvey for North Hempstead, but in the summertime it was only Port Washington guys. It was Harvey's. It's no, you're gonna go play with your guys. I got my guys.
Yeah. Lines were drawn.
It's all good. Harvey Cohen, another important person from this era.
We will take a quick break here, guys, from Kaniag Park in Hicksville. You're watching the Kaniag Summer League Championship Thursday. It's all right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/varsitymedia. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube.
Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
No matter when and where I'm training, I know that if I'm going to get better, I have to trust the Pearl X Lacrosse ball. It's the most consistent ball on the market, it's reliable, and it's greaseless, so you're always getting the best reps and you're not wasting a rep.
Did you just have the best athletic year of your life? And now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team of your dream school. We'll provide music, spot shadow effects, and a link to send to your next coach. Contact us today for more information. Don't rely on word of mouth or cold emails. Let Varsity Media help you take your game to the next level.
Hey Hey, sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050, or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Hi, my name is Kevin Winkoff, Cold Spring Harbor, class of 2018. Currently a graduate student at Penn State.
Kevin Winkoff coming in, and he scores!
And you're watching Varsity Media.
Welcome back to Kaniak Park here in Hicksville as the final game coming up in a matter of moments, the Open Championship game. But Mike Nelson, we love your insight. Your history of this tournament is virtually second to none. You've brought incredible stuff here to our broadcast, and we certainly thank you for that.
Well, I want to thank you for allowing me to be here. This is just, the league meant a lot to guys from my era and, people following, and it's great to see what's happening now, and I'm so happy that Varsity Media is here, sharing this with everybody in the Long Island lacrosse community. Thanks for working with you, Dylan, and Coach Hungerford, and looking forward to some new and exciting stuff.
Listen, maybe you could listen on your way home. You pop up the YouTube channel for this last one because it's going to be a lot of fun, or just watch it on replay when you get home.
I'm sure my son has it queued up for me, and as soon as I walk in the house, I'll have a donut waiting for me, and we'll listen to the next game.
Awesome stuff, Mike.
Right.
Always a pleasure, my friends.
Thank you, guys.
Stay well.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
It was great getting on Mike because, it does so much for our sport. Shootout for Soldiers, president of the Long Island Metro Foundation, which is always been a big part of club lacrosse and lacrosse and post-collegiate lacrosse in Long Island and every aspect of lacrosse.
Winner of the Kaniak Park League.
It's a former champion right here. Yeah, hopefully that'll be part of the Pappas Memorial.
Want to, of course, thank again our sponsors for tonight's championship games. Pearl Lacrosse Balls by Guardian, the official ball of Long Island Men's Lacrosse League. Bullseye Beverage, Smithtown's #1 beer and soda distributor, offering the widest range and best selection of craft beer and micro brews in this part of Suffolk County. And, of course, Syosset's own Crystal Fruits and Vegetables. And, of course, USA Lacrosse as well. They've got their fingerprints on all aspects here of lacrosse, from the youngest right out here to this terrific Kaniak Summer League. And, of course, again, we mentioned before the John Pappas Memorial. So important. John Pappas, as we mentioned earlier, an integral part of founding this Kaniak Summer League, and it's time for those who appreciate what he did and who have the means to do so to jump into this GoFundMe page to help purchase custom pavers right here at Kaniak Park. You see the address there in the bottom, and what this is going to do, you see some of the outline there on the right-hand side of what they're looking to do. It's going to be a memorial placed on the grounds here at Kaniak next to the American flagpole that sits in front of the turf fields currently used for this league. It will also, the memorial park will consist of a rock with a bronze plaque and a walkway with benches. Besides monetary donations to the cause, there will be other opportunities in which donors can express their gratitude for what John did for the game of lacrosse in our community. So important what John Pappas did. As we mentioned, without John Pappas, there would be no Kaniak Summer League. So it's time for those who certainly appreciate what he did to give back.
It was tremendous. We're all here today, 44 years later, you said, right? We're all here because of what, he's keeping making this dream of his to have kids come home and play in the summer and grown men to play. And you could come down here any summer for 4 decades and you could get him any night of the week and you could have seen some of the best guys in the world playing at any given moment, and it was really, really cool. You could see guys who were in their 30s who were the best players in the world when they were in their 20s, who were in their own in the over 30 league, over 40. There was all different divisions and open, advanced, and it was just tremendous. It still is.
And now we get the finale, the grand finale, the Open Championship game in the white, the 2-time defending champions, Hot Soup, And in the, what is that, lime green, would you call that there, the other side?
We'll call it lime green. Yeah, we like that. Yep.
For the Fleasters.
Got your starting goalies in there. Kevin Barrett for St. Anthony's product who goes to BU.
Yep.
And for Hot Soup, a young man I'm pretty familiar with, one of the younger guys in the game, Mike Ippoliti.
Yeah.
Head to Syracuse. And if you haven't seen Mike play, hopefully he can be fun to watch.
There's not many, Mike, guys who are going into college playing in these games. There's a lot of guys who are currently playing, maybe who previously have played, but Ip is one of those rare ones going into his freshman year playing against grown men.
He's kind of a known quantity in the circles of lacrosse on Long Island, his ability and his willingness to play and be a great teammate, and we'll see what he brings here tonight.
First opportunity here for Fleasters. 22 there, you saw a moment ago, Big Hugh Kelleher.
That's why Caniac's a great league, because all of a sudden you come down, I know it's the championship game, but Hugh Kelleher is a wrecking ball of a midfielder, and he's typical of what you saw for years over here at the Caniac Summer League.
Hot Soup looking to get the clear. We will endeavor to get you some of these guys, but you see the numbers behind the jerseys, not easy. And the speed of play, Mike, right away we're seeing at a very high level.
Yeah, the Hot Soup numbers are real tough to take a look at, but guys are going to play fast. It's going to go at a pace, and you have
to the crease, saved by it.
You have a tremendous number of former high school and college All-Americans playing on the field right now. So
I think he denied
future college All-Americans
for sure. I think he denied Joey Terenzi there. Former Manhasset guy, redshirted his freshman year at Virginia. How about these words here from Lars Tiffany about Joey Terenzi? To watch Joey play lacrosse is to see a blend of reckless abandon, joyful embraces with teammates, daredevil end-to-end runs with the ball, passionate quests for ground balls, and highly skillful play. Listen, that UVA midfield was loaded. No problem with him redshirting for a year and coming out with 4 more years here to battle.
Sure, I mean it's you go to a place where once you get in the lineup and you're really ensconced in the lineup, you're battling every day to get playing time in a place like University of Virginia because there's just so many players there, like there are in a lot of really top ACC, Big Ten level schools. So
speaking of Big
Joe
Ten,
will be in that mix.
That was Aiden Mulholland with the feed. Little stutter step by James Lapina. What's fun here too, we mentioned it earlier, Mike, is the teams have changed. It's not all neighborhood guys together, but we see a lot of that camaraderie feeding to the crease. That one off the mark, but in this one for Fleasters, we're seeing a lot of former Manhasset guys, right? Hot Soup with a lot of Cold Spring Harbor products as well. Listen, we've seen it over the years. Those are fun games when Manhasset and Cold Spring Harbor get together and they're both at their highest level.
And not much love lost in the course of play.
Correct.
I was part of a few of them, and pretty good to be part of.
That's a good clear. That shot was wide.
I'm going to apologize for myself. The Hot Soup numbers are a little tough to get a grasp on. Going to have to kind of recognize who the players are and figure it out from there. I'm going to throw Dylan a bone right now on that, but they're a little tough. The Fleasters numbers are a little bit easier.
Yeah, I'm trying to go a little bit with some of the collegiate helmets. Those help always.
We have a flag down. We have a man up right now, it looks like. For Hot Soup.
I think as far as logos go, no better than Hot Soup. Those are cool logos on the front of their jerseys. Ball on the carpet, picked up, taken away. Here comes Fleasters. Man down. Doesn't matter. Look at the one more. An opportunity. Terrific pass. Cross the crease. Fake it off the bar.
I think it just got a little piece of it as it went off the bar and made him make that one more fake, and pretty impressive.
Looked like that was Lapina with the shot.
They were man down, but they had 2 numbers. Hot Soup ran a couple guys to the box to try to get different people on, and Fleasters had numbers and just couldn't convert.
So Fleister's keeping the ball. Look at Kelleher. Looking like he's back in his MacArthur days as that running back linebacker.
Well, Kelleher is one of those middies at the at Cornell, but they bring him out of the box as the last man, right? And they throw that ball up to him.
Lost it there.
There it is.
Ground ball battle. Look out into our living room.
But to finish my thought, Keller is one of those guys that comes out of the box last, and he gets that downhill run going, and 215, 20 pounds. I don't want to make him too big or too little, but he's big, and he goes downhill, and you have a lot. You have many options. I talked to a couple Ivy League defensive coordinators this summer who said, the decision to do what happens when that happens. When he does that, what do you do? How do you defend it? And one guy said from one school said, well, we tried one thing and we were down a couple goals. Like that wasn't working. We got to go to plan B. So he's definitely a difficult cover.
And he's going to continue to be for the Big Red.
Also missed another guy missed his senior year for COVID. We talked about that earlier in the other broadcast. He missed his senior year.
So Hot Soup in extended possession.
Hot Soup would have had numbers coming over the midfield line, but they didn't get the midfield sub going, and they would have had it.
How about that stick check? And here comes Fleisters flying down the other way. Pole goal! Have a go, Jack McDonald. And that all started with that stick check on the other side. Might have been Pete Thoman out of Calhoun, but watch it again. Look at big number 19.
Thoman, another one of those. Here he comes down, winding up.
Love it.
Gets to the low corner a little bit. The pole was hard to read that for the goalie coming off his stick. Thoman, another one of those guys like Ippoliti, fresh out of high school. Thoman, right? Just out of Calhoun High School. Was the defensive player of the year in Nassau County. Plays with an incredibly high motor. And I really think he could be some player. People say he's not the biggest guy, and he's not big, and some of the guys in the ACC have some pretty big people. But his motor and his skill and his determination, I think, will make him a special player.
McDonald, speaking of ACC guys, played all 16 games last year as a junior for Maryland, scored his first career goal in a 15-4 win over then number 19 Richmond. Had 37 ground balls, 11 caused turnovers for the Terrapins.
Those are good numbers for the schedule that Maryland plays.
Not quite the year, I guess, that they expect. But again, look at what happened in the ACC, right? Like you had two teams playing in the final day.
Hot Soup guys looking to get their first shot on goal here. We're almost 4 minutes into the game. We've had a couple miscues, mishandling of the ball. Kind of changed things a little bit.
Yeah, reminder again, 2 25-minute running clock halves here in the Keniag Summer League. Good ground ball at midfield.
That was almost an over and back, but they kept it. Save.
Yes, Barrett makes the save. Barrett was a guy, Mike, who had the split time 2 years ago for the Friars, but had a really good championship game at Hofstra against Chaminade, that overtime win for the Friars. As now Fleisters comes down. They've got the 1-0 lead on that Jack McDonald goal.
Yeah, I think the situation with Barrett was there was two pretty equal guys, and they both played, and the two goalie system doesn't always succeed, but in that situation it certainly was a viable decision.
Barrett now at BU, didn't play his freshman season. Here's Terenzi. What an incredible high school career Joey Terenzi had.
Hounded him pretty hard right there.
And I think that battle in his senior year with Joey Spallina and Mount Sinai, and it was him and Aiden Mulholland, that was one of the best Long Island championship games that you could see.
Sure, high-level guys competing, a lot of great players in the game, and someone was going to win, someone was going to lose, right? And the big one is for the fans. So a great game.
There's Matty Perfetto, another Manhasset guy.
He got going to Cornell, Matt. He got some playing time as a freshman. I got some time, I think, a little bit in the rotation. I saw him on TV a couple times playing in some really competitive moments.
7 games, made his debut against Albany.
Of course, his older brother playing at BU, one of BU's big scorers.
Ball stays with Fleesters. That's Aiden Mulholland. Good skip. Nice fake. Oh, what a finish.
All set up by Mulholland.
Oh, they're going to take it away.
That whole play, though, set up by Mulholland, dragging that double team, right? And able to get that skip. And you can see why Mulholland is a fixture in the midfield at Michigan.
No goal there. Crease violation. Sidearmed attempt. Good stick check on that play by McDonald's. Feeding the crease.
Round the world attempt right there by the goal. And didn't have much else he could do with it right there. I think that was a pretty good decision. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I think Barrett got a piece there. Backup was there.
Having a little trouble with the once again with the
hot soup numbers,
numbers, but trying to get it squared away a little bit.
Yeah, their roster, we saw Johnny Huber before the game, right? St. John's transfer now at Stony Brook, where he just played as a graduate student at Stony Brook.
Actually, Johnny Huber heading up to be an assistant coach at Hartwick, Division III. We wish him luck. Great kid and wants to get into coaching and starting at the Division III level. It's a great place to start.
Was one of the all-time leading scorers at St. John's before he went to that graduate season. Huber, in his St. John's history, how about this? 95 goals, which places 6th all-time out in the St. John's record books, and 116 points, which is 11th. One of just 13 players in St. John's history to eclipse the 100-point plateau.
Great numbers in a program where, scoring is not always easy and not always the favorite team in a lot of those games. And I know the roster, but defender right there, number 5. I think it's number 5 for Fleesters. He did a great job before in the ball.
Well, that's your boy Thoman.
Oh, he brings it.
The James C. Metzger Leadership Award winner for Nassau County, All-American. How about these ridiculous numbers? 123 ground balls, 55 caused turnovers. And when you see him here against men, you're like, okay, I could see that. Like, there's nothing. Like, you're like, wait, come on, those numbers can't be like that, right? But no, yeah, they were.
Yeah, he was a machine, playing offense and played man up with the pole.
And there you go, wrapping around the cage, and goal scored by Fleesters.
Is that Perfetto?
Looking for the number as he turns. 11. That's Vince Dalto, Kings Park guy. Watch him again here, wrapping the cage. Plays for BU.
Fading away a little bit, the Alto, and able to get that to go.
Honorable mention All-American the last 2 years, first team All-Patriot. He led BU 44 goals, 24 assists. He became the second Terrier to eclipse the 200-point mark.
Yeah, he's been a part of that combo with Perfetto, the older Perfetto, and D'Alto playing attack, and they've had a great go of it. There's Zeppoliti out of the goal.
Yeah, making things happen. And that's just him reading the play, right? I mean, like.
Yeah, one of the best parts of his game, I think it's underrated, his ability out of the goal, just to be the 7th defender or the 7th clearer sometimes, And
well, I know that you love his clearing game is legendary.
Yeah, it's great, and great decision making. And I know right now at Syracuse, they have a starting goalie back, for another year, and they have will be a sophomore, I believe, but they brought in last year, was very good. But I know that he'll go up there and be in the not in the mix to necessarily play this year, but a year from now, he'll definitely be in the mix to start a year from now.
I want to say that was 4, which would make him Kevin Winkoff, a guy we certainly know well.
Sure, Kevin Wink did some time at Binghamton and then transferred for his extra year to Penn State and helped Penn State make a great run to the NCAA semifinals.
What a look from Winkoff. How about that save by Barrett?
First, I think it's the second shot on goal for the Hot Soup guys who need to get warmed up here a little bit at some point. I think get going a little bit.
Winkoff was an honorable mention All-American this year. We got to see him firsthand, right, with Penn State playing Marquette. We were on that call.
Sure, you can see Kevin's ability to play in front of the goal as an attackman and be a midi and an attackman. I said in the previous program, I talked about positionless lacrosse, Dylan, and that's certainly what he brings, the ability to play different spots in the field, feeding and shooting. And Coach Tambroni had a great turnover there.
And here comes Fleisters the other way.
Got numbers.
Eddie Arnold. The one more. There's the goal. How about that? A big Manhasset connection there. Eddie Arnold got it going first. And the finish, I think that might have been, was that Perfetto on the end of it? Let's watch it again. It's Arnold first. We get a number on that goal.
Get it for you right now. Matt Perfetto, yep, number 8 with the goal. I think right now the problems for Hot Soup are coming out of their offensive end, right? Just some turnovers and a little, unskilled moments. We had some plays that gave the Fleetchers guys great numbers.
Gerard gets the face-off win and gets the harm as well. And he's one I'm also interested in seeing. Cal Gerard go down to Duke, and listen, Naso is still there, right? And he was one of the best in that position, in that specialty in the country. But Gerard will battle. There's no doubt.
I think most people who know me, I only got to coach Cal Gerard around him in Club Lacrosse a little bit. I got to coach him at the All-American event a couple years, and I'm a huge Cal Gerard fan, and I think he'll go down and he'll get reps right away at Duke. Maybe not. Certainly not the majority of the reps because you have Naso back on the top returning face-off men in the country, but I think that's a part of a two-headed monster they're trying to build there, in terms of being able to.
Skip shot. Oh, Ip. Terrific save.
Great skip. They'll get a 1-2 monster going there, two-headed monster going there at Duke, and then Naso will leave, and Duke's bringing in another great face-off guy from Pennsylvania. Another piece saved by Ip right there.
Yep.
They're bringing another great face-off guy, and I think that's kind of their plan, maybe to have a little two-headed thing going with two guys. And it's so hard for one guy to take so many. And Naso and Petey Wasawa and some of those guys do it, but it's just so grinding to take so many, and you're only a hit away from taking none.
And to your point, look what Cornell did, right? They had a three-headed monster there, which included Cascadin, Mark Silos, former Manhasset guy as well.
Who's on the roster here tonight?
Yep. Opportunistic, and there is the finish. Ball popped out, and Terenzi pots it in. It is 4-0 for Fleisters.
Yeah, fortunate play for the Fleetses guys. Unfortunate play for the Hot Soup guys where they had to stop, right? They got a couple saves. They had to stop and just couldn't come up with the ground ball.
See it again.
And, couldn't come up with it. Good check. And Johnny on the spot there. He is finishing it off.
He was a number 3 prospect in the nation, according to Inside Lacrosse, 2-time All-American for set. And again, not easy for a guy with those kind of accolades to accept, maybe redshirting, but having had that opportunity to speak with Joey a few times, has that head screwed on straight, man, and he knows the deal.
Sure,
took that red shirt, no problem.
Challenge to go there and then play and then work hard. And Joey's that guy, and I know he'll acquire himself as best he can and get in the rotation there at Virginia as soon as possible.
So Hot Soup looking to get a response here, down 4-0 with 5.5 minutes left in this first half.
I don't think if you're Hot Soup you can get down much further because the half's going to go fast. I mean, it's we're almost 5 minutes to go, so you got to get it going pretty soon. trying to find a matchup. They a winnable matchup here. It looks like there's Thurman on the ball there. It looks like, right?
He is fast.
Well, the youngest guys are always going to play the hardest, right? Because they always have something to prove. McDonald.
Didn't really get a chance to see Calhoun this year in person. We did so many games, the Varsity Media Sports Network, but just certainly passes the eye test here against a lot of older college battle-tested guys.
Sure, he went to a recruiting an event this year as a graduate, committed combine event, and there's your first goal, just what Hatsup needed. But he went to this event. I know I saw on social media, and he did very well, and people thought he could be, and a lot of people said, I don't know, he's not the biggest guy, and sometimes you just have that it factor. He's got the it.
Yeah.
He's got the it factor. Good alley dodge right here. Pressing the issue, was able to put that ball 5-hole, looked like, on Barrett.
We'll get the goal scorer in a moment for you. Ooh, that was a couple of shots to the head. So Gerard wins the face-off, and another opportunity. I think that was, I have Jack Mangan as 27.
I don't think that was him right there.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
But that was that's vintage Cal Gerard right there, The goal right there by Hope with John Sidorsky, an East ISA product who played at Lehigh. John, and I believe he's taken his fifth year at Rutgers. Sidorsky, a great high school player in Suffolk County, 2-time All-American in high school in Suffolk County. Hard to do in Suffolk County to be a 2-time All-American with their offensive skill guys they have.
So this year, the latest 2-time All-American out of Suffolk was Jack McCarthy out of Connecticut. He's going to join Ip up at Syracuse.
McCarthy, I think, will find a role to play very early on up at Syracuse. Just bring a guy not here tonight, but some of the conversation. I think he just has some great a knack of being able to play offense or defense, and get on the field very early. I think he'll be a guy who'll find his way through. And big changes continue to go on up at Syracuse with Coach Petromalo leaving, going to Carolina. Coach John O'Derna, the head coach at Manhattan, going to.
How great is that?
I know John O'Derna a very long time, and I'm
Cold
just
Spring Harbor guy.
Just so proud of him and wish him luck.
And another one for Fleesters, Matt Cargiulo, another Manhasset guy, currently up at UMass.
Cargiulo just graduated.
Going to UMass.
Young guy in the game, good for him. There's a few young guys in this game, performing really well right now.
42 goals, 18 assists as a senior this year for Manhasset, as that lead now extends to 5-1. Yeah, I got a chance to speak with O'Derna. Did a story for USA Lacrosse Magazine on that Manhattan St. John's game, right, out at West Islip. Nice ball fake, and there's the finish. So back to back. Is that D'Alto again?
Good scrap play off the faceoff right there. Is that Cascadin taking the faceoff? I'm not really sure. I'm trying to see his number. It looks like a Cornell helmet. And
here you see the replay again.
Good fake and a little twister action right there for the goal.
It was
D'Alto again.
Yep, his second.
So D'Alto keeping that stick in his right hand, bringing it across his body and wristing it back in with his right hand. Something that when I grew up playing, you said, put your stick in your other hand, and do this technology, a bunch of other things, and Canadian influence. Keeping your stick in your right hand and using your wrist to shoot across your body is very, very doable.
How about this for D'Alto? 43 goals, 31 assists as a senior. Was all Long Island, all county 3 times. Had 134 goals, 223 points in 4 years. Also in football. And there's a goal there.
Oh.
Is that Wink?
Nice looking goal right there.
Find out in a
moment.
Got
underneath, kind of dove a little bit, or jumped a little bit in the air, scored, came on the outside of the crease, it looks like.
To continue on D'Alto, how about this? Nearly 1,500 yards, 18 touchdowns, 76 tackles was all state as well for Kings Park in football.
Yeah, Dalzell's one, and with all those numbers, still a little bit of an unknown quantity in some ways,
By the way, I
right?
think you're right. Just looking at the size of the man taking the face off. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jack Cascadden. He was a big guy in high school, but seeing him and Kelleher, I can tell you one thing about Cornell is the weight room is they've got a good one.
Last goal right there was Chase Patterson, number 8 for Hatsu.
And that is the end of an entertaining first half.
A lot of pace right there, a lot of pace. I think the previous games, pace was a little bit slower, and these guys are playing at a pretty rapid pace.
Fleasters with a 6-2 lead. You're watching the Open Championship game here, all part of Championship Thursday of the Caniag Summer League, and it's all right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Did you just have the best athletic year of your life, and now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team of your dream school. We'll provide music, spot shadow effects, and a link to send to your next coach. Contact us today for more information. Don't rely on word of mouth or cold emails. Let Varsity Media help you take your game to the next level.
We are back here at Caniag Park in the heart of Hicksville for the Caniag Summer League Championship Thursday. Dylan Butler, Mike Hungerford here with you. And again, we want to remind folks all about the John Pappas Memorial. John was a guy who dedicated his life to growing the participation, enthusiasm, and love of lacrosse in both children and adults alike. He is forever remembered as the founder of this league in its now 44th season. He created it back in 1979, so there's going to be a memorial for him. There you see the GoFundMe page, and here's a look at what they plan to have here. It's going to be beautiful. It'll be placed on the grounds here at Caniag next to the American flagpole that sits in front of the turf fields that are currently used for this league. And the Memorial Park will consist of a rock with a bronze plaque and a walkway with benches. And besides monetary donations to the cause, there will be other opportunities in which donors can express their gratitude for what John did for the game of lacrosse in our community.
If you knew John Pappas, you loved him, right? You had to know him. You had to know him. I mean, you can respect all the things he did and hear a lot about him, but if you knew him, he's just one of those guys. He never had a bad word. He had nice things to say to everybody, and he loved the game so much. And, you go to the meeting and try to put a roster together and maybe have a check. Mike, you got the check? Who's got the check? And it was just, if you're on the broadcast and you did it part of the old days of it, you know how he did it and how it went. And the fact that it's still here today is a really, really great thing. Great tribute to him.
And I heard from Mike Nelson. Mike had enough in with him where he got the early game. He got the 8 o'clock game, so he can go have a beverage or two after nearby. Said it was at a Danowski place as well. part of his story. So.
Sure, there's, there was the parking lot, but the lights would go off. Sometimes it's a state park, they would close, so you only had so much parking lot time, but sure, it was all part of the deal. I think we have a goalie switch now for Fleesters.
We'll get to that in a second. We want to thank our sponsors, of course.
Sorry.
Pearl Lacrosse Balls by Guardian, the official ball of the Long Island Men's Lacrosse League. In the middle there, you see Bullseye Beverage, Smithtown's #1 beer and soda distributor. They offer the widest range and best selection of craft beer and microbrews in that part of Suffolk. And, of course, Crystal Fruit and Vegetables in Syosset, as well, of course, as USA Lacrosse.
Great logo. Great logo for the beverage, for the Bullseye Beverage. I like that logo. It's cool.
All right, what do you got?
A goalie change. I think we have Michael Schaffenberger in goal now for Fleesters, who Schaff goes to Georgetown. He gets quite a good amount of playing time last year during the season, and is a good player. And he had a good interesting switch. 2 goalies, their ability.
Yeah, he's a Manhasset guy. Played at Deerfield, of course, the factory that is Deerfield Academy. But as you mentioned, right, this year started 7 of 12 games as a sophomore for the Hoyas. 42% save percentage, 55 saves. Played in 8 games as a freshman. Starting 3 for a team 2 years ago was the Big East champs.
Interesting pass right there. I'm not sure who they were trying to get that one to, but Schaff's a good goalie, and I think last year the Georgetown guys had a little trouble finding some consistency there a little bit, and the position went back and forth a little bit. But I think his best days are ahead of him, and he works very hard to position, very knowledgeable, and look forward to seeing him. Hopefully starting at Georgetown next year. Coach Warren, I'll text Coach Warren about maybe listen to the broadcast tomorrow and maybe tell him we want Schaff in there.
He took over that starting job as a senior at Deerfield, captained them to a 12-0 record, had a 60% save percentage, was an All-American as a senior. And if you know about Deerfield and kind of all the preps and some of those PG schools, they play a loaded schedule. There's his first save.
Got a flag down.
Yeah, so there is a flag down.
Got a little high check up around the head there. Definitely going to draw a flag there. So it looks like they'll go man up for a minute. Sadorski here picking up the ball. He has a big left-handed shooter. Also a pretty adept feeder. So we'll see what they can bring out of the man up with him in that top lefty spot.
Good communication defensively.
Hanging in that 3-3, kind of rolling it up.
Feet to the crease, good save. Got down low.
Kind of caught that ball low, was kind of stuck going low to low with it, and Schaffenberger made match stick on stick real nicely there. No rebound. Here comes McDonald again.
Had a goal in the first half. Right through the middle.
You got a piece of that one, Ippoliti. Great dodge by the pole right there. Of the BU Cornell combo attack unit, kind of going pretty tough to deal with.
Yeah, 8 we originally thought was Lapina. That is Matt Perfetto. And on cue, goal is scored. Of course, now that's number 1, and we had 1 as Perfetto. So we will get the official word from the table in a moment.
Defense will gamble there on that skip, and got through and able to put that ball into a kind of a somewhat unguarded net. And, I think a big goal right there for Fleesters to win this thing, because you get the 7th goal and you got extend your lead a little bit. And you had a great chance on the other end for hot soup they couldn't cash in on.
That extends the lead now to 7-2. Face-off win for Cascadon. Pumps the brakes. A little bit off there on the pass. Turnover for Fleesters.
Yeah, probably would have been better maybe going back there with that one rather than trying to throw that cross field one. he had to do it over again. Kind of a little pressured here. We're kind of on top of us and could have turned back. Probably would have been a wiser play.
Cascadin, 55%, as we mentioned, part of that face-off triumvirate.
All Nassau County guys. Silos, him, and Andrew Petrakis.
Another save.
Not too often you see a pole behind the goal with the ball chasing the ball on the end line, but and can the Caniac Summer League?
I was about to say, I'm sorry, this is my first time here, but I feel like I've got enough experience here in these 3 games. You see something different.
Sure.
Nice pump of the brakes, return the other way. The slide comes. Want to send a shout out as well to tournament organizer Brendan Wallace. Another guy like John Pappas does so much for this sport, an official, and also now running this best summer league in the country.
Sure, he's taking up the slack for taking over the league and official Brendan and got great officials reffing the games and guys like Mike McCloskey here tonight does the NCAA Final Four and works in the PLL. So you have great officials. Last goal was Perfetto, Matt Perfetto, Mulholland with the assist.
I think it's 2 for Perfetto now.
Perfetto's got 2, that's correct. He's got 2, he's the high scorer. Saved by Ippoliti. Stepping under there, great dodge.
Now an opportunity for Hot Soup going the other way, down 7-2.
They need one soon.
Again, apologies. Really tough here under the lights to see these Hot Soup numbers. We have endeavored throughout this broadcast.
It's a challenge. I know I'm a little older. My eyes aren't great, but still, it's a challenge.
I am glad that you said that, though, because I was worried it was me. Was going to make that appointment tomorrow.
Memo to Hot Soup. Love the logo. Get better numbers. PSA, public service announcement.
Right now, Fleester is a 7-2 lead, saying no soup for you today.
Fleece's guys have a loaded roster, in my opinion. Don tried to knock that one back over, but once it goes over,
it is over.
Looks like Chase Patterson here. That's kind of not what they needed.
Yeah, forced it. Ground ball, though, is picked up.
They can get a push call right there. That's it's a really good call because it's a push. That's 2023. 1998, you would never get that push call. You would never get that push call here at Caniac. And you're eating a whole bunch of dust and dirt in the process.
Yet another improvement here, right? Beautiful turf fields.
Yeah, it changes the whole dynamic. It was actually used to be a third field, too, over beyond. It was the third field as well.
Fleesters looks to get out.
Sloppy play from Hot Soup.
Fleesters as well.
They just joined them. Good hustle.
Some numbers now.
Is that D'Alto on that ground ball?
Yep, he's got a pair of goals as well. I think it's he and Perfetto, right, with 2 apiece. Changes direction there behind the cage.
Yes, Kelleher.
Mulholland looking for the ball. And that one's thrown away.
Tell they're trying to set something up inside right there. The hesitation behind the goal, looking. They got him late, but he was able to get it off, but it's not on target.
BTB in the pass, BTB in the shot.
D'Alto is worth the price of admission.
Yeah.
He's fun to watch.
And I'd like to see the guys doing what they're doing in the next level who don't come from those, like, blue chip high schools, right? Like, no disrespect to Kings Park, but it's not one of the blue bloods, right, of Suffolk County lacrosse.
Definitely not. But you know, those guys sometimes go places with a bigger chip on their shoulder, right?
100%.
I want to prove something to everybody, and that's the story of athletics, right? It's the beauty of athletics, is that you go there and you're like, you know what, I get here and I can do this too.
You could say the same about Thoman as well, right? Like, Calhoun isn't the Garden City or Manhassets, but
played in 2 county championships though. Played twice, lost to Garden City twice, but played in 2 of them. And if he's not Peter Thoman, then they're not in it. You know, so it's great career. I think right now you got a little almost like fog rolling in, you know, a little bit. Now I think seeing the ball's a little tough. There's a lot of drops, and I think part of it is guys just can't see it too well.
It'll make it even easier now to see those hot soup numbers. There's a skip. Back of the net.
Well, mom goal right there.
I was about to say, that's the...
Sharp's right on it.
Yeah.
And then here comes Fleester's. Hot soup got back, though.
McDonald's.
McDonald seems to be around that ball, as you would expect from someone who plays at Maryland and
All-county selection, 3-year player at Southside. Great stick check. And we come back the other way. Mulholland, saved by Ip. We go the other way.
Hot soup needs a couple soon. 13 and change running now, and need to get something going a little bit. You know, Fleecer's has a few more players too. The roster's a little bit, the sideline's a little bit deeper. If you look over there,
oh, yeah.
There's a few more guys in the in that lime green, almost like the Headstrong green, right? In that lime green, there's a few more lime green guys than there are in white, and that matters in summer league. Sometimes having too many guys is a detriment. Sometimes it's a help. If it's the right guys, it's a help.
I think the largest roster that I saw here tonight was that Pat's Place one. A lot of those a little bit old school D2 guys. Great feed. And it went outside of the net. It comes away with it. But a lot of those like guys who graduated from Malloy and Tech a couple years ago, and some even more than a couple years ago. That was like, I think, a 37-man roster. But listen, those are some of the older guys, right? You need a larger.
And when you have older guys, they're definitely all not coming every week because
Correct.
they have life commitments, you know,
Yeah.
and they miss. So it's good to have those guys a little bit, a few more of them. Guys who played here for many years understand the Iron Man deal. You know, always looking at the parking lot, always looking at the parking lot. Is we got one more coming? Is there one more coming?
Yeah.
We got 9. We need a goalie. You know, we need a goalie. We got a guy coming.
Well, back and forth we go. Takeaway. Eddie Arnold.
It's like a drill right now.
And it's all poles.
Hot soup. It's hot potato. Right now.
Hot potato soup. Time
Time
out.
out. Definitely said pump the brakes here. Let's kind of get organized a little bit and try to see if we can get a goal here right now.
This is game 3 of 3. All part of Championship Thursday here in the Caniag Summer League. All part of the Long Island Metro Lacrosse Leagues.
It's a great, been going on for a long time. Thanks to John Pappas. You know, now thanks to many other people keeping it going, and it's just an awesome thing. And you know, if you don't have a team in it, you didn't play in it, and you want to play in it next year, there's teams to get on, and make a team, start a team. They can add teams in.
Listen, to be honest, and was going to say this to you off air, but now that you mention it, like my godson Tyler Moore, right, played at Connecticut. I'm telling him he's got to play in this next year, right after his freshman year at St. Joe's.
Yeah, I think it's there's a little bit more of a Nassau flavor here, and maybe a little bit of Suffolk at times.
I'll drive him. He's fine.
but there used to be definitely representation from all areas, you know, and
hey, we saw Ryan Ball last game, right? Smithtown guy.
Sure, I mean it's compose your guys and run around a little bit, and 6-7 game season in the summer, and come and have some fun.
You get your fares and we get a team going.
Absolutely, they get a squad quick. You get a squad.
He's a little busy as well in the summer.
You get a squad quick. All right, Hot Soup coming out of a timeout. See if they can get one here.
A 2-man game up top. Here comes a slide.
Flushing that quick, coming quick, trying to get the ball moved.
Oh, another great save. Schaffenberger.
Great save by Schroff right there.
There's D'Alto.
I've seen D'Alto play numerous times up on BU on some broadcasts on TV. I've not really seen him play I've not seen him play in person. He's impressive to see in person. He's fun to watch, and the BU guys play with a lot of creativity with that attack of D'Alto, Timmy Lay, and Perfetto. A lot of creativity.
Timmy Lay, another Long Island guy.
Massapequa.
Yep. And we speak a lot, and that's one of the things I think you and I both, little question mark opportunity, question mark dodge. You and I love most of all, or some things we love the most of all is just so many streaming opportunities now. You go to ESPN Plus, and you can pull up so many different broadcasts. And
sure, you can watch a ton of lacrosse. Not all broadcasts as good as the varsity medias, but you get a lot of broadcasts on. You can watch a lot of lacrosse. And if you like to watch, it's so much every night of the week during the season. You practically see a college game on some channel, a network, or streaming service.
We're certainly hoping to bring that college game back to you. Good interception there at midfield. Pass was picked off, and there is the transition goal, much needed for Hot Soup.
That's what Hot Soup needed right there. Get an easy one right there. Great pick off on the exchange pass. Turn into a fast break.
It was a pass for Kelleher. And there you see.
Skips it through to the bottom righty. Kind of cheating off that man a little bit. Great pass and great finish. If you're a young guy watching the game, there you go. Step to the pass, step to the ball. Don't step to the goal. And cut through the pass and finish in front.
7-3. How about having this, trying to deal with a face-off situation for Fleisters, right? Like, you get a diet of Cascadin and Gerard.
And somewhat different, too. Like one's a little more power, the other one's a little more speed.
That wood stick battle between the two of those guys 2 years ago was epic, man. Under the lights at Ed Walsh Field.
Tremendous goal for those two guys going at each other. And the fact that, it was epic about it was almost like 50-50, right?
It actually was. I think it was, going back, if memory serves, I think Gerard had like a one face-off advantage, but obviously Cascadin and the Trojans won that one in overtime. Stevie Fennell potting the winner. Manhasset got that revenge this year.
That goal was by Colin Burke right there, who playing in the yellow shorts at bottom righty attackman there. Colin Burke, Coltrane Harbor guy who played at Fairfield and then finished his career at Utah.
Yep. And look at this, Hot Soup. Trying the comeback here.
Climbing their way back into it. Saved by Ippoliti on one end with the quick clear, down the other end and a goal for Hot Soup. And Burke was won a state championship his senior year at Cold Spring Harbor, and part of a very, very good attack with an older Winkoff brother in him, and a younger Ian Laviano.
At Fairfield, he was the co-player of the year in the CIAA, and as you mentioned, transferred to Utah, had 4 goals and 4 assists in his last year. Another face-off win for Fleesters.
Goal there by Kevin Winkoff. So 2 Cold Spring Harbor boys with the last 2 goals for Hot Soup.
That's what we were saying here. One of the fun things I thought, at least prepping for these games, is a lot of Cold Spring Harbor influence on the one side, a lot of Manhasset influence on the other, with a little sprinkle there of Garden City.
Yeah, it definitely leans in some directions, and I think the Fleetsters guys are a little more spread out, but certainly a Cornell. You have Cornell guys, you have a BU. There's that turnover that the Hot Soup needed if they can get it off the ground. Get the kill. First time ground balls.
Jack Peterson, number 3 there for Fleesters, another one of those guys, an All-American this year for Manhasset, going into his freshman year at Harvard, playing in this game.
Jack, great player, Jack Peterson. Another one of the guys I remember doing the broadcast a couple years ago as a junior, right? The coming out party of Jack Peterson in the state playoffs for Manhasset, and going to Harvard, and he'll be a big part of what Jerry Burns got going on at Harvard. He has the quicks. Very, very, very good player. Flag down.
Offside, it looks like again. So 7-4, 5.5 left. Hot Soup attempting the comeback.
Fleece is double teaming with that extra player they have.
And they'll get the takeaway.
At that point, you want to lose the ball, not the clock work against you, right?
Well, we have an opportunity. If you're a fan of high school lacrosse, you should be watching this game. Exciting note, if you've probably seen it by now on our social media handles, but the Varsity Media Sports Network will have the rights to Nassau County Championship games this year for lacrosse at the end of the season in spring, but starts with all the fall sports as well and into the winter and spring. So we're super excited to bring the biggest games on the Nassau County schedule to you on the Varsity Media Sports Network as Hot Soup heating up late.
I think that was Kevin Winkoff again, just hammering that one into the goal. That's a great shot right there. And get back to your point about the Varsity Media. I know we're on the broadcast, but congratulations to Section 8 for realizing, the fine work that Varsity Media does. I know I'm a little biased there, but as also a coach in Nassau County, I coached 2 sports for a long time, now 1. Great work by Varsity Media. So get to have more Varsity Media on is great. And some hit right there by Winkoff.
You think it means something here for Hot Soup? You pull on the face-off, and I was going to say you win it, but Fleesters come away. Look out. Oh, that was nice. Yeah, nearly a car crash here at midfield, and Ty Hillary from Stony Brook saying, I'm sorry.
Called him offsides.
Hillary, a St. Anthony's guy, transferred to Stony Brook from Catholic University.
Called him offsides. I think that the Fleetsters guys say they had a man, but that's not how the officials saw it.
A little late night Hot Soup. 7-5 the score now. Good low save.
That one was too easy. I think they needed to work for something a little bit better than that. Schruff's not going to give him that one.
McDonald. Perfetto now. And if you're Fleesters, I think you want to hold on a little bit here, although you are getting chased. You want to value that ball.
Sure, if you can. I mean, they'll put they're not playing no shot clocks. They'll put the stall on them here.
There's Terenzi out at midfield.
So you have Kelleher on with Terenzi. You got some guys that can run around, that's for sure.
Coming back to Terenzi here in front of us.
Probably got to put the warning on him right now because they're not making really any attempt to play offense right now.
You hear some hot soup guys asking for that. We're heading inside of 2 minutes now. Oh, lost his man, Perfetto, but it goes wide.
You know, what's lost in the game right now with 2 minutes to go and they're in stop time and it's hot soup ball. They've given up 1 goal in the second half, hot soup. 1 goal.
Here they come.
Might be kind of crossing right there, the ball.
Ooh.
Oof, that would have been great for hot soup to can that one. 147 with stop time now.
I see what you did there.
The issue will be if they can get one is they can win the face-off. But we have to get the first one. We have to get a goal first before we're talking about facing off. Oh, hot soup with too many. It's a classic summer league. Bungle.
They just burn their own tongue with the hot soup.
Oh, man, we got the hot soup. Jokes going like crazy now.
I got a few more coming.
Joey Terenzi,
I hope I could use them.
Joey Terenzi with a big run out right there.
It's like a timeout was called here with 1:29 left in the second half. One of our sponsors here today, Bullseye Beverage. And Bullseye Beverage, Smithtown's #1 beer and soda distributor. They offer the widest selection and widest range and best selection of craft beer and microbrews in that part of Suffolk County. Family owned and operated. Their knowledgeable staff selects the finest and most sought after beers from around the world, delivered at competitive prices. Over 1,000 varieties to choose from, many kegs as well to choose. Please check their other locations, Islip, Cold Beer, and Setauket Beverage as well. There you see it right there, right on Middle Country Road.
1,000 choices.
That's a lot of choices.
That's a lot of choices. That's like eating a Cheesecake Factory. So you got 1:29 to go. You have the ball in a spot where if you double it right now, they could possibly shoot it. Looks like Ippoliti's going back towards the goal.
A little conversation there as well, right? Looks like with this poll. Sort of on, listen, if this happens, we'll do this. If that happens. And now he's coming out of his cage. So Ip as the extra defender.
Got to get him turned on the initial. You got to get him turned. You can't let him run through that first check.
And that is Terenzi.
He's got the quicks.
Terenzi running through your guy. But ball loose, and hot soup comes away. Heading inside the final minute now. 2-goal game. Pole goal, no. Back out. Picked up by the sure-handed Terenzi. Hands off.
Kind of put the pole in a tough spot there. He needed to decide what to do with it. And I think he was winding up like he wanted to shoot it, but he didn't.
That's a good spot to have him. Stepped out.
Out of bounds.
38 to go. Oh, a flag.
And we got a flag. Delay a game, maybe? Not when the ball get back and play.
Threw it out, did he?
Come up with something.
Well, here's the thing now for hot soup, right? Like that's like an NBA timeout almost.
Sure.
Where now you get the ball on your side of the field without any time going off the clock, and you're up a man.
Fleecers, don't let Kevin Wyckoff shoot it. That would be my small amount of coaching advice.
38 on the clock. Ooh.
Oh, what a great look
Fed
by
the high.
Wyckoff. Yes.
Yeah, it's the crease.
Little look-off pass. That was sweet.
And McDonald getting on his horse.
Donald,
looking to ice this game.
one of the men of the match right here, seems to be around the ball all the time. And
somehow stays in as well, right?
oh, yeah. That's ball game.
It is ball game. Fleesters saying no soup for you this year. No three-peat. And Fleesters.
Quality roster from the Fleecers guys. I mean, I got to tell you right now, there's some guys in the Fleecers roster who will be PLL players. And that's not easy to say. So PLL is a tough league to make.
Sure.
But there's PLL players on the Fleecers roster. There might be some, Hatsu may have a guy or two maybe, but the Fleecers roster, in my opinion, definitely has some future PLL guys.
So Fleesters gets the championship.
Good goalie play by both teams, right? I think you saw both teams. I think Schaffenberger had a little more to do than Barrett in the first half of Fleesters. Ippoliti, the only goalie for Hot Soup, played real well, I thought. Only had one goal in the second half.
Face-off edge was heavily to Fleester's side, right?
Between Cascade and the Cal Gerard, how could it not be? Sure, it makes a lot of sense.
And Perfetto and D'Alto, a balanced attack for Fleesters as well.
Sure. Only at the Cadillac Summer League, you have the officials picking up the pylons. Look at this. This is great stuff. Normally they hightail it to the parking lot, right? They're the first two guys out of there, but right now they're picking up pylons. They're cleaning up.
It's all part of the Cadillac Summer League, right?
It's all part of doing it. That's right. You got Al Pugh here, right? Hunting balls right here, and they're picking up cones, and everyone's doing their part. Everyone's doing their part.
See the team huddle there for Fleesters. I think Brendan Wallace has there it is, right? The championship.
Can't miss Brendan, get those shorts going.
What would you call that? The championship cup, right?
Yeah, where does that go now? Does that go to Billy Redmond? Keep that? I mean, we always play at Farmingdale. We always play for Murray's Pub. We play for the library.
Right.
Kept in the library. It was in the library. I think you go to the library right now. You could find one there.
That's
you
pretty
can find
sweet.
It there. Library in Farmingdale. You can down Main Street. You could definitely maybe find the cup there. If it's not there, if it's going to be some salty guys want to know where that cup went. I'll tell you that right now.
Like someone from Pico maybe took it.
Not sure. Ooh.
I didn't know. I thought it was the same one. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember he'd give you one to keep for yourself. I mean, they have one for the trophy case. I guess you want to call it, right?
So Fleesters winning this Open Championship. Making sure that Hot Soup doesn't get the trifecta.
Sure, good team, Fleesters. Good team. Mike Nelson made mention before of the Greenport tournament that we had for many years with Long Island Metro Foundation. Great tournament. It's the kind of teams that go out to that Greenport and play. And unfortunately, we had to kind of, after the pandemic, we weren't able to have it anymore. But hopefully we can bring it back. It's a great event. And Fleetcher's guys would be a big hit out of Greenport.
So now the championship team picture. Something you at Farmingdale this year, you were able to take 2 of those, right?
Took a couple. That was pretty cool. We took one, maybe one other one somewhere along the way, but like some people that take them all the time, we take them when they matter. But Fleet's guys, yeah, a little splash going on.
There we go.
A little something happening.
Apple cider.
Sure. Good for them. Good for them. Good man, Billy Redmond, for running the team, and good for him.
You've been here, Mike, so many times. My first taste of this, awesome. I knew it as soon as we started looking at the rosters. I'm like, this is high level, man.
Oh yeah, there'd be days you just come down and you maybe had a game on Thursday, but came down on you had a game on a Thursday, you came on a Monday, you wandered in on a Monday night, and you'd be walking around, and all of a sudden there'd be, like I said, Vinny Sombrado playing on one team, and 4-time world team guy, and you'd have all kinds of great guys playing. Like
I hate to make cross sport references, but as a guy that's grown up in Queens, right? Like this reminds me of the old school IS8, which was like this little gym, an intermediate school gym in South Jamaica. And you had guys just coming in, like Ron Artest and Lamar Odom. Everybody who was anybody would play there. Like if you can play there, you can play anywhere.
Sure.
And it's similar here.
This is the Rucker of
there you go, the Rucker. You're right.
The Rucker of Long Island lacrosse.
Yes.
Well, IS8, the same kind of an idea, and
I love it.
Really, really cool. Really, really cool place. Who we got here?
I think is that Terenzi coming our way? It is Joey Terenzi.
Here he is.
Hi.
What's up, Joe?
Joey Terenzi, there he is. We'll get him looking at the camera. Dylan Butler, Mike Hungerford, of course. It's been a little bit of time here, Joey, but glad to see you back out there, getting a run and winning a championship with your boys at Fleece. There must have been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a blast. I love it. Playing out here is so much fun because you don't get to go out and with your guys from Long Island and play lacrosse a lot, so it's always fun getting out here.
So Joe, I mean, you have a cross section of guys in the team, right? What's the common denominator among the guys? Is there a common thread that can pull you guys all together?
Yeah, we really like each other. It's awesome being out here, and we have fun. That's all it is.
See, I thought the common denominator was Manhasset. There was a lot of set.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying there was a lot of set guys out there, and obviously a big part of this.
Best town on Long Island. Come on.
A big part of the success here tonight. It looks like.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Long Island boys rule the Long Island, so Manhasset boys rule Long Island, so that's how it works here.
This must have been great for you too, Joe. I mean, I know, redshirting your first year can never be easy, right? But this feels like a great sort of opportunity, playing against this kind of talent throughout the summer. Kind of a great step for you now to head in to your next year at UVA.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's awesome just to get in shape because obviously me missing a whole entire spring with breaking my wrist and getting surgery. So just getting the conditioning out here and playing lacrosse again is always awesome.
Sure, but it's definitely hard to have that taken out of your life a little bit for a period of time for a guy like you who's been such an integral part of what you've done. And we look forward to seeing you back up down there and getting on the field soon. But definitely fun seeing we play with your boys. And that's a pretty good attack unit, pretty good midfield and attack unit you had out there, right?
A bunch of studs, yeah. They're all. I'm like, I don't know who to pass to. They're so good. It's just whoever gets the ball is gonna score. It feels like so. It's really awesome.
Don't you wish you could be as big as you, Cal?
Oh my God. I've never seen someone so big in my life. Well, being next to him, I kind of have to move away because I'm so small. I gotta get out of here.
He has the size. You have the speed, though.
Yeah, but he got the speed to it. He's deceptionally really fast.
100%.
I think he's gonna play football in his 5th year, so you should see him on the gridiron.
That's a scary thought.
There you go. Well, Joey, man, it's great to see you again. Congratulations on this, and we look forward to seeing you this year again at UVA, man.
Thank you guys so much. It's awesome seeing you guys.
All right, Joey Terenzi with Fleecesters winning the title as well. Great stuff. Kind of getting back and talking to Joey. You know, he was part of that awesome preseason event we had in Farmingdale, right, ahead of his senior year. And as he said, kind of dealing with that injury and having to redshirt, but he will no doubt be a big part of what Lars Tiffany is building in the years to come.
Good spokesman for many things. Manhasset lacrosse, Virginia lacrosse, outstanding person, does things the right way, and I wish him the best, and hopefully get him on the field there. You see him pop on the ACC network, and all of a sudden there he is running around for the Cavaliers.
Great night of lacrosse here from Caniag Park. I want to thank our entire varsity media crew. Executive producer Ben Turchin, our technical director Ron Pierre, on camera AJ Nieves and Becca Kazaks. For Mike Nelson and Mike Hungerford, Dylan Butler, thanking you for joining us here from the Caniag Summer League. We look forward to seeing you next time right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.